case. But I have that on this, but I don't have it on the keyboard that it's a little newer that I have. Covers that went over the keys that would just take them off because you had no idea what you were doing. Usually just nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of fun because it got competitive. Like people would try to like be faster, and you know, that was the fun of it. I had fun doing it, but it was just that I didn't get used to that. 2 fingers work, I guess. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Okay, so we're just gonna put Dex in. That's it. 45. So you're really a skeleton now? Odd. Wait, what? Under the paper? Oh, you'd have to put it over your hands. Okay. That's so weird, man. You learned with this program back in the day called Mavis Beacon. It was like a game. Really. Mavis Beacon sounds like a famous person. Your daughter can't stand watching you text. You're so slow. Oh, for like phones and stuff like that, I feel like you need a physical keyboard or you're still gonna get screwed a lot of the time. I mean, unless you have like really tiny fingers maybe, but still like that kind of stuff sucks. Ten key numbers properly without looking. Wow. Murphy, aren't you just the best? Like, pfft, coming in here shitting on our parade that we have, being proudly non-home row oriented, and you come over here, you're just like, yeah, man. Yeah, you guys are like pitiful. You're a sad excuse for typers. Like, you suck. Thanks, man. I feel so good. Haven't been able to catch you live lately. Hope you in the chat. Have a good night. Allegrill, thanks. Wait, are you going to bed right now, or are you saying hi? Because I didn't see you here before, so this might be one of those quick hello goodbyes. Lemur, have a good sleep, man. Yeah, get some rest. Jeez. Hello, quick goodbye, just because you missed the stream. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. That's nice of you. I mean, as much as, like, people... I included are reluctant to, like, join and then leave immediately, because you might find it to be kind of, like, out of place or whatever. I appreciate that. Cheated on a cursive test once? What? You cheated on cursive? How? How do you cheat on cursive writing? Like, you just didn't write properly and they still let you do it? That's confusing. Were you printing the entire time? Did you have, like, that kind of printing style where it looked like cursive, but it was, like, a rip-off cursive that wasn't real? It was like going in back alleys, and there's like a dude that's like selling pre-written cursive writing phony papers and stuff. It's like, you want that one with the squiggly Q? I got you hooked up. Top notch. Cannot compete. I even got hyphens included and some periods too. There's one spelling mistake. No spelling mistake's gonna cost you extra. You know, it's like stuff like that. I don't know. Jesus, man. Rip off cursive. Yeah, are you like a cheater, like with the way that you wrote, or how can you cheat on like an English test? Like, was there answers, or you just didn't, like, how does that work? Like, I don't get it. Handwriting's pretty sloppy, but you run your letters together in kind of a cursive. Yeah, that's why I was mentioning that. I'm like, some people, they just connect their letters either way in ways that don't really make it cursive, but it's like an in-between. It's always a way to cheat, I guess so. Miyazaki has proven that to me time and time again. Yet I still haven't realized until now. Which is better, SL-125 quality Dex or Pyro? You'll probably, I don't know, like... wanna say quality maybe? Or Dex, depending on how many weapons you want to use. Like, I don't know enough about Pyromancy to tell you if it's better or not. I feel like there's the amount of preparation that goes into it. If we're only talking about after the fact, Pyro might do more damage. But it might be harder to actually hit things with it, so... yeah, I would say it's probably between Dex and Pyro if you want the most damage after you've already got to that point, or quality if you want the most variety of stuff. Because you're wasting, like, what? Half your damage stats on another stat to have twice the amount of weapon variety. Split. I'll do the split right after we get out of this area. We gotta do this area first. JP, yo, no worries, man. No worries. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Handwriting has gone to shit as you got older, Crawdad. See, I want to say the same thing. I think mine's has always been the same. Like, I can have it, it can be really nice, but I have to be slower for that, and I don't like that. My cursive, I can be fast, and my cursive always looks nice, but printing just is terrible unless I slow down. What do I think of Hop shaving his head? Okay, so one mind, the thing that I wanted to see was like shiny bald. And like he still technically went bald, like compared to how he was before, but I was thinking he was gonna go shiny bald and I got really excited. And then there was no shiny bald, so I got a bit sad. But other than that, I think it's funny, and I'm glad that he did it. I think everyone has enjoyed it more than if it didn't happen, and they just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to admit that they were secretly crossing their fingers that the baldness happened. Even though, I mean, like, it's a win-win. Trilogy run gets done that soon, and that's amazing, but the baldness is good too, and there can still be the trilogy run. So there's no one losing on that. Other than the hair on his head. That's pretty much it. Oh, come on. Get over there. Oh, no. The fucking spook for that as well. Damn. Okay. That was one that I think we mentioned last time, but I didn't like make a conscious effort of mentioning it again after we had gotten to the end of the run, so that's my fault. I didn't review it enough. I need, like, all these ones that are super important and easy to forget, I have to mention them again at the end to, like, kind of solidify the idea. You're hoping shiny bald too? Yeah, I'm sorry guys, that was really silly of me. I didn't think it was a big enough drop. I don't. Also, something else has to kind of be said as well. I don't know if I would have been able to get Spook off before going over it if the dude with the axe was chasing me the regular way. I might actually have to kill that guy every time, which is fine, but we got to pick one or the other, because if he gets right here and I'm running up there, he'll probably catch up to me if he's going his regular speed. I got lucky in that case scenario. He kind of stayed behind, but I'd probably still have to kill him just to be able to do that. Or I'd have to have Spook, like, right at the stairs there and then do this all at once, and I don't think it would last. I'd try it, but I feel like it might not last. Cynical, I took fall damage right here. There's a little bit. I mean, maybe there's a way to not get fall damage, but it's a decent drop. Was I distracted? No, I wasn't distracted. I was paying attention to it, but I think the thing was, it's the same thing as last time. I thought it was just a very, very short fall, and I was more worried about not screwing up the armor. If anything was a distraction, it was the fact that I was worried about not being able to get up in time. But that's obviously the least of the problem. Seeking, what's up, man? Welcome back. That's another part where I gotta spook in the beginning too. I mean, that works. If I have like really good speed getting through there, it's fine. Otherwise, before we even go in there, gotta spook. Is this run 6 hours in dirt ties? No, not even close, man. Well, actually, I mean, if I do it very slow, it might be close, but it shouldn't be. It should be like a little bit over half of that if it's done well. Okay, so no RTSR, we just skip out right here. Back to the shrine. Like, there's many instances where not setting up RTSR saves time, and then there's instances where the fights are a bit longer without RTSR, so I feel like that evens itself out, but it still might be the case that the non-RTSR setup strats are actually faster by a bit. Are you the only person that thinks Lobos used to look like D-Mod before he shaved his head? I haven't watched Democracy enough to, like, remember what he looks like, really. Like, the times that I was there, I don't actually even know if he was using a face cam at the time, but... yeah, like, any of the videos I've seen of him, he didn't have his face in them, so... I might have seen him before, but... I don't know, man. Maybe he is Lobos. Maybe Lobos is capitalizing. More than one way. You were like, his feet don't look blue? Is he throwing? Is he trying to fucking die? You're playing around with gravity. Don't get too cocky, kid. Okay, I gotta go with the same as before for this. We got 19, and then I had 37 last time, right? Or maybe it was 38. It might have been 38. Anyways, that's good. Your fingers are swollen, Seeking. You'd carry 2 gallons of milk 2 miles. That sounds like a back in my day grandpa story or something like that, dude. Man, you gotta make sure there's still circulation. You gotta do the finger exercises. Do some like fingerboarding and stuff like that. Some tech deck tricks. On streams he uses face cam? Okay, then maybe I've seen his face before. The last time I saw his stream was like probably a year ago or something like that. I think that was like when I followed him, so been a while. Anyways, gonna get all the skulls. 2 more of these. We have to have the black fire bomb ready this time. I made that mistake before. It's very simple. Nothing different there. And then I think we'll get 3 of these because I don't know. I want to say that we're probably not going to have to homeward bone on Aldrich, but if we do, then there's still 2 more left over, so we can just not spend too much right there. And have more levels and stuff. What happened to Fieldy? You haven't seen her on one of Lobos' streams in a while. They are not together anymore. Well, she still streams sometimes. That was a long time ago, I think. Well, okay, not a super long time ago, but internet time-wise, like ancient. Of like people's attention spans and relevance of things. Tech Deck has competitions. They're hilarious. Oh, dude, I saw this thing where oh, what was it? What was the point of it? It was like it was showing this dude that made like a sport or like an industry out of like competitive fingerboarding. Because I didn't know it was like that serious nowadays, but he had like an actual facility that was dedicated to like custom like setups so people could compete, and people like on an international scale would fly from like other countries and shit, or like across the world to go to like compete at this thing, and they were so much better than like, I don't know, I was thinking in my head before I clicked it, I was like, you know what, maybe they're just like the people that had the videos back in the day. Like I even made some tech deck videos when I was younger with friends, and they were shitty, but there was people that made good ones then. And I was thinking of that, and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, this stuff is like just insane. Why are they so good? And then I think it was also talking about how he made a company that makes like, it's like based off the idea of tech decks, but improves so you can actually like have better, you know, control over them and stuff. And he like made this company based off, and it's like super popular and shit in that universe. Pretty impressive that like that guy did all that stuff just because he liked tech decks that much. Like, didn't think people actually were that serious about it. Can never do anything with tech decks. I could do some stuff with them, but it wasn't like great though compared to actual good people. But Yeah, I used to like them. And then there was the handboards, which were really funny. First time I saw one of those, I knew someone that had one, and he was actually good at it, but I tried it, and I'm like, how do you get used to this? And then after a while, I got used to it, and I remember he gave me one, and we handboarded. I think mainly what they were good for was for school, like just dicking around in elementary days. Okay, this is probably phase 2. Need to have the R1. Difference between the human pine resin and Dark Moon Blade. Dark Moon Blade is a miracle that, like, I guess it would do damage based around faith, and then human pine resin is just like a dark resin. It's just an elemental resin. So the status effect, or like the effect it would have on the enemy's resistance would be different, I believe. So like think of it as a different element in But yeah, they look a bit similar. Odd and even, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Take care, dude. Honestly, thank you for being here so often. You're here all the time. I have yet to catch your stream, so I feel bad, man. There's like so many like cool streamers that I feel I don't watch as much as they watch me, and it's like, damn. And then they're like, they go back in their own stream and they're like, that guy never fucking watches me. I'm so salty about it, but I'm still gonna watch him anyways, cause I don't know. I guess I'm going to regardless. But fuck, I'm so mad. I'm just like, man, I want to find him. Where is he? And I click on the page, and then like all this crazy Michael Bay music starts happening, and like there's a guy like, narrating it, and I click on the thumbnail of you live, but then it's like you were rating like 5 minutes before, and it was just like a shitty scam, and I should have refreshed earlier, but it was like fake. That's what it feels like, man. All right, here we go. The MB applies magic damage. Human Pine does dark. Okay, so it counts as just magic altogether. I thought faith damage was a thing, but maybe not. Because it is a faith, or it's a miracle, right? So. Like, isn't it true that, like, Crystal Magic Weapon and Dark Moon Blade would calculate as a different type of resistance, right? I don't know, that's what I... Okay, so this is fine. Insane? Yeah, it is quite the scenario. Dibs, don't give me the Maximo, please. Probably hard. Yeah, it is because a lot of the people they're on at the same time, so there really is no way unless they're one of the two parties is drastically on at a different time. Like the time frames are different one random day. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said before. The other schedule that I had before I switched it completely was like different because there would always be different people I could catch live. If I was live, like let's say starting now until like early morning, there would be a completely different bunch of people on. We'd be hosting different people. There'd be different people here, for example. Everything would be different. That's what's weird about it. But yeah, you miss out on any channel that's obviously the same schedule as you, unfortunately, or starts a little bit before or within the time frame. So clearly hates small streamers. Oh yeah, man. I mean, I only raid people that are like top like 1,000 out of 2 million. So it's not really, not even close to like the like you're not in league. It's not worth it to me. Never watches you either. You never stream, but still, Murphy, I'm a terrible person for doing that. How'd you let me get away with it? If I were you right now, I'd be demanding a refund. Like that's despicable. There's no way to reverse what happened. Speed running tech decks. Well, that could be a thing. You could have like a time attack where you have to do a certain amount of tricks or whatever, right? They might actually do that stuff. That probably is one of the ways they do competitions, because how else would you judge it? Like, or what kind of variety would you have in competing with something that's a fingerboard? I feel like it would be similar to the way that like the Street League in actual skateboarding works now, or like other competitions with like in the past that people have held for skateboarding. Undead Settlement, though. We are through Undead Settlement.
Lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
Anyways, yeah, Hitman, how's it going, dude? What are you doing?
So the world might be mended.
What are you doing?
So the world might be mended.
Thank you very much, man. I'm pretty sure that's a resub. Pretty sure the dog is probably gonna hear that, but. Oh, okay. The flick of the wrist didn't end the run. Anyways, Hitman. For the first time in your feeble cursed life, or sorry, the first time in the instance that I forgot that it wasn't the first time in your feeble cursed life, after saying so, you have discovered the secret circle of the Squilluminati. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy being a skeleton. Thank you for using your Prime as well. I appreciate it. Crawdad, that's all that's important, man. But I think that the most important thing next to that is you making sure that you don't stay up for an eternity. So I have to ask you now. It's about that time where I have to inquire, how much sleep have you had and how long have you been up? First time subbing? Really, dude? Okay, so this isn't something that you should take offensively, because I just assumed, man, you've been around for so long. You've been around for quite a lot of time, and consistently as well. So I felt like you already had at least once, but that's not really a bad thing necessarily, so I apologize, but yeah. You just felt like you were, or it felt like that. Way ahead of me, 20 hours of sleep. Okay, that's enough for a little bit then. That's that'll hold you over for like a few seconds at least. You gladly take a refund for the Prime sub? Well, I'll have to get back to you. There might be some complications. Favorite place to PvP? I've seen a lot of people invade here, and it's kind of like a maze. It reminds me of Anne Rolando a little bit. Like, it's not as good as Anne Rolando, but it reminds me of when you do invasions there. This is maybe like the forest or something in DS1. Okay, we're gonna spook right here. The only place I can think of it working fast. Yeah, I probably could go even a little later than that, but I just have to do it again for the second jump. I don't know, we can do that many different ways as long as it's not like there's a risk of something getting me in the time frame. Like, there's a certain point where you definitely don't want to. So the latest I think I could spook would be if I baited like enough arrows where they're not going to shoot right after on the first beam that you go to. Lemur guy, dude, I 100% will, man. Like, I have the tab still for the one that you requested, so I will go off that. How does one sleep 20 hours? A 3-day bender before. Rada has told me he stayed up for like a long time before, many hours, like two days sometimes. Tanker Darren, welcome back. How are you? Seems about right for a normal person. You just had it all at once. The last 4 days, you got 24 hours. That's not too bad, actually. That's 6 hours a day. That's normal. What's the best class in your opinion, Tater? It depends what you want to do. I don't know. People have asked in recent time, like, if they're just playing for the first time, and I want to say warrior, but like, that's only if you just want to be able to have good defense and okay damage, right? So it's like, it depends. Like, there's certain people that on the first playthrough they might want to do something particular where warrior would be a bad decision, but otherwise I would say that. Because for me, I mean, right off the bat, you can stagger Gundyr. And you have decent armor comparable to the Knight, which is probably the next most defensive, but then the weapon's better than the Knight, and you have the weapon art that boosts the damage further than that. And a shield still that you can parry with, I think. I think it's a parry shield, or It has parries. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Either way, though, it has the shield still. It has comparable defense to the knight and more damage. That was really scary because I didn't know that another thrall came from that way. I've never gone on that side that close, so I can't do that. Then I gotta wait for the thrall to walk across, even if he's like super slow. I need to wait longer there. The only issue is, I mean, if I went like, if I went the slowest I could without the giant crushing me, I think it could get pretty sketchy. So it might have just been with how long we took getting there. That was the issue. Well, yeah, I can't go on the right-hand side that early. I have to kind of like swoop into it. How long do you think it would take to get level 802? If you didn't like cheat or you didn't have anybody drop you anything, probably a while, man. Like, I know people that have done playthroughs to like insane NGs, and to get to max level, it took them like, I don't know. It was definitely like over 20 playthroughs. I think it was a lot. So, like, you can do everything you can to increase the soul intake and optimize the speed that it takes to get to the max level. But if you're just playing through normally, like, it could take like over 20 playthroughs to do that. So it really just depends on how you go about it. Let's do some deacons. Wait, do I have the resin ready? Okay. I don't even think I need the fire resin for this fight. What do I think about DS1 being remastered? I think it's a good idea. All I can say is I hope it brings people to Souls that don't already play it, right? Or it's just, you know, people enjoy it for whatever reason they're getting it for. Cookies, what's up, man?
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Zephyr, thank you for the 10 months in a row, man. Welcome back. The mysterious no message. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna imagine what you would say if you were gonna say a message. It's probably something like, streamer used Black Bow of Ferris. Also, happy birthday. How close was I? Was I close? Prue Ill, what's up, man? Chippers, what's up? Kill the NASCAR demons? Dude, I could imagine just like each one of the deacons being in a NASCAR vehicle, just riding around a track, crashing into each other, trying to shoot fireballs out the window. Who would play that? If Jeff Gordon like directed a game that was NASCAR like realistic, so like all the physics and everything was to the same caliber as like a regular NASCAR game, but the deacons were driving and you could kill people with fireballs, would you play that? I would play it. I think that'd be pretty cool. No, it's not my birthday. No, it's a joke because there's many other people that say that when they resub for no reason, or just like anytime. I guess the idea is every day is apparently the time to say that. Trying to think if there's any fights where I missed out on the shield. I think Sage I didn't switch to the shield, so yeah, I'm not sure if on the last run we did that though. I'm pretty sure Deacons was the first fight, so as long as I don't forget that for the rest of these, because we need to keep the stats as similar as possible. You're adding to the jokes. Oh, I'm sorry. See, like when you counter a joke with a joke now, I'm being thrown off. Running in the 90s. Yeah, apparently that's the track that we got to play every time there's something like the Deacons. Happy opposite of Death Day. That's a really grim way to say happy birthday. I dare you to go to somebody's birthday and like a party or something and say like, hey, congrats on not dying. Like that's Junket, yeah, man, I just want to get this run done, dude. I want to get another attempt on it that's good. And there were shenanigans that were happening in the beginning of the other run. Then we had one going, but the game crashed and put me under an enemy that fell immediately on my head and hit me more than once. So it's like, I mean, I could have counted it as one, but it's at the same time, I mean, I already had done the part of the game and got past that, and then it put me back there, and it was instant. So I did not like that. Other than that, though, this is much better. You're 1 year closer to the grave. Yeah, like, there's probably birthday cards that say that. What's up with the 720p max and not 1080s F? So what I do is I downscale the 720 canvas resolution, or I think, let me check, I'm pretty sure that's what I do. Some people do the reverse. I do it that way. So pretty much seeing 10, yeah, oh no, my output, okay, so my base resolution is 1080, but I output scale to 720 for performance. So like, basically what you're seeing, even though it is 720, so my bitrate is far surpassing 720. It's applicable to like in between 720 and 1080, depending on what's being played. Like some games that are slower motion it would be 1080 quality bitrate, it would be supported. But if you have really high motion stuff, the way bitrate works is there's more artifacting, the more speeds of things, and the more there are 3D objects and stuff. So something that's like an indie 2D title like Cuphead, for example, could be full 1080 with a lower bitrate than something like this. Without changing any other settings but the bitrate, you could achieve 1080 on Cuphead much easier than this. And that has nothing to do with the resolution itself. But what you're seeing, even though the resolution is scaled down to the output, it's still 1080 at its core. So it's not really like true 720. But it's better, it's easier on performance for me, so there's no reason to actually do full 1080 really. You can, but it doesn't look that much better. And there's actually the case in some instances where it actually looks worse because you need a really big screen to stretch it so you don't get aliasing. So like, I don't want to like throw out any names of people in particular, but there's some streams I've watched where it's like, this isn't something that matters to me, but it might matter to you depending on like what resolution your video player is at. So on displays that aren't running it in like theater mode 1080, you're gonna see aliasing where everything is like little jagged lines and stuff. It's less likely you'll have that even on smaller size or lower resolution displays with this too. So it's kind of a preference. I could probably get away with the non-scaled output, but I've learned from many times going over these things that the scaling the output's definitely smart. A lot of people do it. But nowadays, people have gotten fancier and gotten like double PC setups. And if you have two computers to stream, then you are obviously going to do everything to the max. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to worry about like maintaining two different machines for different purposes, just because you know, I want slightly better room to wiggle around with settings. It's not really a big deal for me. But if you see someone not scaling output, they probably have a dual PC setup in most cases, or they are just overkilling their output. Unless it really is something they want to be watched on like a stretched out, like really big display and look amazing. So yes, you could have like a 50-inch TV. This probably wouldn't look that great, but that's okay. I don't need it to look great on a 50-inch. It's not the goal. As long as it's acceptable, you know. It's certainly not bad, but I think the more important thing for me is the speed of the encoding itself, because that would dictate. Also, in another way, the same case that bitrate will cause artifacting if it's insufficient, but in like, in motion, instead of like the artifacting where there's almost like a screen tear pixelation, it'll be straight up just muddy if your encoding is not slow enough. 2 PCs, 2 monies, more work. Yeah, it's just like, well, okay, the thing is, you would basically have the cost of one really good PC between the two, because you'd have to have, well, both would have to have pretty good CPUs, then one would have a really good GPU, and one wouldn't really have anything that matters for a GPU. It could be like a shit GPU and it's fine, because it's not doing any graphics processing, so you're good. But the problem with it is, like, if something goes wrong, and you depend on it and it's needed for something you're doing, you're going to be screwed twice as much. There's twice as many things that can happen. And it's much easier to just, you know, worry about one machine. So it's like, no point of extending that further. I don't know. That's something that I'll avoid till the end of time. I never want to have to do that. I thought about it at one point because I have an extra CPU, but even then, if I wanted to get the most quality, I'd have to match exactly the same CPU that I have now or something in the same caliber, and it's not worth it. Please parry Pontiff to his death, Deadpool. I'll try to. I will do my best to try to. Yeah, sorry, a lot of this stuff, I mean, if you're not into casting, like, you won't know these terms or anything, but, like, just take it from the point of view where it's, like, it makes it easier on the PC, and it's not a big difference because it's just kind of scaling the output. The actual true resolution is 1080. It's just scaling it to a 720 scale, pretty much. Or you could just think of it as the actual, I don't know. I want to say resolution. You can think of it as it takes shape of like a 720 resolution, like sizing, but the quality is still better than 720 because it's just scaled down. Have you, or do you watch Fighter PL? I have before, yeah. I've watched him a decent amount. I mean, he usually streams around the same time as me, just a bit earlier, so if anything, like, he'll end like halfway through my stream at the earliest from what I've seen before, but I mean, sometimes he does streams that I can catch where it's like he starts later or something like that. But I try to. So now, do we have 2 skulls? We have 2 skulls. We can do Pontiff without going for patches just yet. I just have to remember, do not miss patches. Also, wait a second. I don't really think we get much more levels from this anyways, so we're gonna go for Pontiff right now. You see why people like the idea, but you think it's a lot more work and more money. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, some people, they want to do things or achieve things that require it, so I can understand it. And it also, I mean, in terms of your components, it will preserve the components of, or at least the CPU stress of your main rig. So you won't actually have to worry about the lifespan of it as much, but then you're using twice the amount of CPU hardware, so it's like the one's kind of taking the bullet for the other in the same case as you just stressing out the one twice as much. So it kind of, in some cases, it can equal out to be the same thing. It might be a bit more efficient for saving your CPU, but you have to get 2, and it's almost the same thing with the lifespan. How I see it. I think we got a dog pretty close right here. Uh-oh. Gonna wait till you upgrade your mobile and RAM so you can just use the old parts. I see. Yeah, what kind of mobile were you thinking of getting? Like, what chipset are you going for? Anyone have Prisoner Chain's ring? I know how to get it if you're wondering. But I don't have, like, one to give to you if you want it. Okay. Because it used to be 10 levels up and down plus or minus 15% of your normal level, or your base level. That's how they calculated it. Making sure keeping up to date, not being. Oh no, dude, I'm honestly kidding with you. I'm not being serious. I'm completely joking. My trademark is to not be caught up with splits, man. It's just how it goes. There was even times where I remember Faraz would do it on purpose too. Like we would both do it, where we just don't split just because. It's like it was like a psychological test to see if it helped. Because honestly, dude, we went through a lot of different ideas with this, with like, especially with the mentality of like looking at the counter and the pressure from it and stuff. And it was decided that for a while, like, not keeping it up to date was better because it didn't sketch you out as much. But at a certain point for me, it's like, I mean, I actually get more motivation looking at it and it having good results, but I don't even really care about it too much. So I don't glance at it that much. But I do definitely keep it behind a couple splits sometimes without really that being the aim. But there's also certain splits that don't end after the boss is killed, and people are like, hey, you didn't do it. Hey, you're wrong. Hey, you suck. Hey, go kill Patches. Like, okay. Yeah, that was actually almost a one-cycle fight. I probably, if I went in on a different attack that he had done before the slam, I might have been able to do that. But no luck there. I mean, it's still a really good fight regardless. All right, now we got to get Patches. Oh wait, we gotta get the key first. At +10, you can invade down to +8, really. I see. That fire, yeah, okay, so I didn't know if it was like okay to roll through because sometimes the pattern is like a line, but it looked like it was like a little patch, and I wasn't sure if it was okay, but I mean, he'll push you physically into the fire sometimes, or you won't be able to reach him because he kind of like went over on the outside of it. I shouldn't have even gone towards him for the attack. I could have gone backwards. There's one that has a similar telegraphing that you can't really go backwards for, or you slammed. Alright. Just the key, that's it. At +10, you can invade down to +8. Okay. But then, so if I had a +10 weapon and I was SL1, like, would the level affect anything as well on top of that? Because I was told it was literally just weapon level. Basilisk sounds good, man. I'll see you later. Take care. And I think that you're the runner-up for maybe one of the best names of today. Actually, you know what? I'll make you tied with first place. There was another one that was really cool, and you were tying. Keep hitting a voice thing so you don't have to type, but you're trying not to hit it. Uh-oh. Falling asleep, Murphy. Yeah, have a good sleep, man. I'll see you later. Llama SC, thank you for the host. How was your stream, man? I don't believe I've wait, have you been here previously? I have a feeling you might have, but it could be a random host. I don't know. I don't think I follow you. I gotta do that. Can we get a shout out for Llama SC? That's super nice of you, man. Wait 1 second. Get followed. You're playing some Diablo 2. Oh, yo, I've heard of you before. People have talked about you before that mentioned Diablo. Okay. I was gonna say, like, I haven't seen you in chat. I don't think. Maybe. Have I? No. Maybe it was from that. I don't know. I could have sworn people have mentioned your name when talking about Diablo. But anyways, man, how was your stream? I'm trying to not be too casual on this right now. It's hard, though. He knows Diablo 2 inside and out. Then he must have been mentioned, because there's people that are talking about, like, this dude that you have to watch on Diablo that's really good. It does all this different stuff. Like the challenge, whatever they're called. Like the hardcore playthroughs and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure Llama SC was the name that was mentioned. Unless I'm remembering it incorrectly, I might be. But sounded familiar. I definitely have never seen your stream, so I'll follow you now. Check it out. Let's see. I think that's everything. Who had the best name of the day? See, okay, at the time I even pointed it out. You could probably go back in the stream and even find where I pointed it out, but I can't honestly remember at this point. It might come back to me. It might come back to me. It was,
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
Oh man, it was, dude, it's so close. It's so close, man. It was like a pun of something super relevant too. Like it was like something that everyone would know. God damn it. Evie, thank you for gifting Llama SC a brand new sub. That's insane. Are you trying to just make him like a super hardcore regular or something already? Is this like an induction? Like what's going on? Thank you for doing that. Llama, you have discovered the secret circle of the Squilluminati. Enjoy your emotes, enjoy being a skeleton officially. As long as you can still play Diablo and be a skeleton, that's all that's important. Yeah, you're stuck here for an eternity now. There's no escape. Alright, so we killed Aldrich. Let's go to Yorm, and we have enough skulls, I think. Wait, I gotta level a bit as well. But yeah, for me, personally, I've never played Diablo. I know a bit about it, but I actually don't think I follow one person that plays it religiously or anything, so you would be the first. Most OP build, Rabbit? Probably either the one-shot build that you would see on a lot of those videos with like the Raidamitri and stuff like that, or like a standard speedrun setup or no-hit setup would probably be pretty OP as well. But if you wanted something that had the most damage output in general, any of the one-shot videos. But that's only applicable to some fights, right? And you have to like do many playthroughs to get everything ready. Was it Discount Clown Party? It wasn't that one, no. It wasn't Discount Clown Party. It was something else, man. And I actually think that this person was here yesterday as well. I'm trying to remember what it was. But it was something like super relevant, like it was a meme of something else that already exists that everyone would know. Fuck, man. I pointed it out. I remember I was just escaping High Wall, going to where the dogs were when I said it too. Oh man. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's not important right now. We'll figure it out. Once they pop up again, I'll mention it. It'll instantly click as soon as I see it, but I think they're gone right now. So tomorrow maybe. The 49 dex, is that good? Do we want that? I think that we got to do that, yeah, okay. Do I remember the meme? Well, that's the thing, it wasn't like a meme that was like... I'm not talking about the meme being relevant, it was like a joke about something that's actually serious that everybody would know. But that's the thing, I don't remember what, that's... It's something that you would recognize, but a play on words about that thing. The thing isn't a joke or anything, the name was a joke of that thing. Like, we might never solve this. I can't stay up all night. Heading out. See you guys later. Alright, Hitman. Take care, man. Thank you for making a return. I love the Dex. I'm a Dex casual on this, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if even though I'm in offline mode, a dude named You're Dead This is Miyazaki wearing all giant armor, even though that's not even in this game, came in here and R1'd me with a Chaos Swyhander and killed me in one hit. I 100% deserve it for all the decks that I've leveled in the past. I must atone for the sins of decks. Oh, we don't have any fire right now. I don't think that's gonna be a big deal, but it helps a bit. Yeah, they don't really get staggered that way, so now I'm a little worried. You know what? We have a black firebomb for this one. Oh, what? This one got staggered. Why'd the other one not get staggered? Fuck. That's so weird. The other one should have gotten staggered there. There's nothing that was different. Rabbit, yeah, they're pretty stupid too. One was still poison, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, sorry, one was the Dark Wraith. The other one was the fall damage on the armor set. But I'm hoping to get it down to such a small number that I can actually remember each thing and like focus on not doing that again. That'd be nice, because the stupid armor set one happened on the first run we did of this earlier, and it shouldn't have happened this time. I don't know, I got caught up in not wanting to get hit before I could get over the wall, and then it just made me slow down. Or not slow down, sorry. I didn't want to slow down, that was the point. Dex is a sin, then you must be a sinner. Honestly, everybody is. Yeah, Dex is for casuals. Yeah, I think we made it here fast enough where we should be fine. That looks alright. I'm a dingus, don't mind me, Trollder. Dude, you're not a dingus. You're a Ingus. You don't have the D yet, you're just an Ingus so far. Wait, I gotta spook before this. Yeah, Llama knows what's going on. Don't get the D to make you a dingus. Just keep the Ingus. It's a nice medium, you know. Like, people recognize you as borderline dingus, but you're not fully there yet, so you can't be treated the same. You're immune to dingus behaviors and dingus shaming, so you're fine. Carl Sagan, what's up? How's it going, man? Anyone got a clip of the armor set hit? Honestly, dude, it was like just the fall damage you take from going over the wall right there with the armor set. If you know where, like, in barracks the bridge is to the wyverns, it's just the fall damage there. It wasn't anything special. The mistake was I have to kill the guy with the axe on this run so I can spook safely. And if I tried to risk it while he's chasing me, like, sometimes he's gonna get me before I can get over. So I'm just gonna kill him next time. And I probably got to kill the small dudes too. Dingus shaming is a real issue. Yeah, we don't really allow that here, so the best way to go about it is just don't be a dingus, you know. It helps just a little bit. It's kind of like harsh to say too, because I'm trying to be anti-dingus bullying, you know, patrol, and then I'm telling people just not to be dinguses. It's like saying, like, to a kid that's getting bullied, just don't be like a nerd, or like, yo, don't be stupid or something. Like, I can't do that. I feel bad. We need more constructive ways to solve this issue. It's a big problem. Lemur, no, honestly though, that's what I thought of when we were discussing this. You can't do that, right? That's not a good thing to do. K's None, what's up? How's it going? Blue, welcome back. The Half-Light shenanigans. Oh man, I'm happy that we came to an agreement on Half-Light as early as we did. I thought it was gonna, like, today might have just revolved around an hour of Half-Light, or even more. Thankfully it wasn't. So that's the good thing. We figured out that I just have to use the SL1 method, which kind of sucks because like Imappy was saying earlier, he's done the regular no hit with all the bosses, and he was saying like he would feel sketchy doing that late in a run. It's like, honestly, man, I did it on SL1 that late in the run, and my goal now is to like be more consistent on it and be better. So I'll do it again. Because it kind of has to be that way. You can't really kill the Painting Guardian any other way. From the other methods we had used on it before, and that was like a long portion of time put into trying to figure stuff out. So it's safe to say there's probably no other method with this setup that you could use. And then if you're gonna deviate from this setup, then you're gonna lose the you know, what you're going for on all the other fights too. You don't want to use a different weapon for the entire thing. If this is a no damage run, can you get hit by stuns that don't do damage? So Soup, technically those wouldn't be instances of damage, but I personally don't want to get stuns, so I'm not allowing any stuns on this. Happy to press, what's going on? Thank you for the good luck. Appreciate it, man. How much harder is this without RTSR? The fact that RTSR is not included doesn't really affect it like a huge amount, only really just on Half-Light. If we had RTSR, Half-Light's Painting Guardian could be killed in one combo, if done right. So that's the biggest thing that it changes, where I have to do 2 parries instead of just, you know, I think it's like an L1, L2, R2 combo. Nier is great on both. You get it on PC, your friend has it on PS4 with only small drops on it. In the beginning, though, it was really bad on PC until they fixed it, right? Like, people were even using, like, a mod to make it run better just because, like, kind of like DS Fix in a way, because apparently, it was something to do with Square Enix, but apparently they wanted to purposely fuck over the PC version or something. Like, I heard this story where it's like, they intended for it to be shitty, because apparently the creator of it's like a Sony fan or something silly like that, or he had some sort of like interest with the PS4 over the PC, and he just wanted it to be shittier on PC. I don't know, but there was no reason they needed to do that from the beginning, and then they apparently fixed it. Does no damage include falling or environmental damage? Yes, every single source. All right, so I need pale resin for this. Oh, I don't think I could switch Silver Serpent in time for that. Yeah, so sometimes on Slayer, depending on the RNG after the fight, you might actually have to not get the bonus, or the full bonus, because it could be dangerous. I got any tips on Crystal Sage for Sorcerer no-hit? Couch Jockey, Casper, check out Couch Jockey. He's been doing sorcery-only runs, like, the most often out of anything now, I think. Literally just watch one of his past broadcasts from, like, this week. Or even just the weekend. You'll probably find the best way to do it there. If someone wants to give him a shout out, if there is a mod that can do that, that'd probably be the best way to go about the sorcery. First 10 seconds, you would have been dead, Angry Room. I actually screwed up the fight. And something happened that doesn't happen very often as well, but I technically didn't do it the best I could. But it was a good fight either way. Sometimes that's how it happens. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is... I have one firebomb. I need more than one, so we have to go back. Technically, I need at least 2 for this part. And then I guess we're gonna just level first. Why not?
Farewell, Ashen One.
Ashen? Oh.
You're the only person in the stream that cares about the splits lemur. Are they're behind again, I guess, right? Damn. Alright, there we go. Minus 14. I told you guys, like, just if I try a little bit harder, I could avoid a lot of the silly shit. There's still, like, the 2 hits we have on this are still silly. There's no excuse for those. They were terrible, but... Like, I should have homered bone on the Dark Wraith, and I should have killed the Axe guy. Axe guy is a little bit more of a learning lesson. I don't feel as bad because I think that's a harder thing to realize than... but the way it happened still with the wall, I could have just, like, still made the mistake, but tried to spook and still not got hit there and realized that without having to fail. But it still would have been sketchy if I tried to spook in between him chasing me. Apparently I spooked there. That wasn't even intentional. That was an accident. I did not want to do that. What bow do the Black Knights use? I don't think they use... Oh, wait, you mean the Silver Knights, the ones that are in Annual. Good question, man. In DS1, I think it was the bow that you get from Golem, from his soul. SL1 no hit on DS1 still getting worked on, Spark? At the moment, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go back to that. Probably... I want to play Bloodborne again first before we do that again, but... I mean, if this goes really well right now, we could do both of those or one or the other tomorrow. So I might make a vote, but... Okay, that was a terrible angle. Elephant, welcome back. What's up, man? Silver Knights use the black bow of Ferris. Okay, now Tanker Darren's getting in on the memes. Once we have that, we know we've gone too far. Tanker Darren is in on the meme. Come on. We've hit rock bottom, man. It takes a lot for him to meme like the rest, so... At least from what I've seen, so that's impressive. What a throw. I like how in the case of how you put it, it could be like I'm throwing the run and also not throwing well at the same time. So in a literal sense and also the concept of me failing, it's synonymous. Flamberge in this game, but it's a hard drop. Flamberge actually is really good on SL1 if you use it on Demon Prince. Apparently that's like the NG7 or the Max New Game, like #1 go-to. I think even now, just because they bleed pretty easily for some reason. All right, that was pretty clutch. So we were given one of the hardest situations. Not really the intro with the 3 pokes, but like the charge after is pretty much the worst thing you can get when escaping there, and I got it right, so that's good. I'm glad that I checked for that. The Monka S is real. Large phallus bow. This game is awesome. Happy Depressed. Have you played it before? Which boss would you say is the hardest to do without getting hit? Crystal Sage. Crystal Sage, because he doesn't have a lot of health, he's like an early game fight. We kind of save him the longest we can, and then go in with +9, so he gets destroyed. But I guess technically, if you had to do phase 2 on this run and only fight him close range, it could be one of the hardest fights. For me on this, I think Half-Light will be the hardest because pulling off both the parries, again, like that late into a run, that technically is more particular and more, it requires more accuracy and I guess, I don't even know, I think it requires more focus than any other thing you have to do based on how late it is in the run and the fact that parrying him is actually harder than parrying anything else in this. Because the window is very short. You don't really have, like you have the same amount of parry frames obviously, but his attack window itself is very short before it hits you. It's just a straight poke. So it's like parrying an object, it's just like a poke. And everything else that's some sort of swipe that telegraphs more before it makes contact is much more straightforward. You have almost no time to think about it, so that's why I had to make that system of breaking it down into like the hitboxes being more dominant if you're facing a certain direction and all that, just to kind of help it a bit. But again, like all that stuff's not important if you're not really understanding what I'm meaning. But yeah, the parries on Half-Light are actually really hard to be consistent with. So I think that could be the hardest fight on this. If you didn't have to parry him, then I don't think he would be the hardest. There's every other aspect of it's fine. It's not really a big deal. Angrish, what's up, man? Welcome back. Yeah, we're finishing this one. Excellion, honestly, right now it's being really nice. And yeah, I must say, I don't even think the biggest meme today was just a crash, because the crash put me in a bad spot, but it wasn't even like a real meme necessarily. So I can't really say there's been many. Are we gonna probably still go with more decks on this? Trying to think of like when we want to start worrying about the dagger. I think we don't have to worry about that yet though. Trying to think if like there was something I did at this point that I'm forgetting. I think the buffs are what I'm forgetting. Okay. So we're only gonna be able to get one for this fight, or I can go with the human pine resin. Yeah, I'm gonna sell that. And that, I'm gonna get 2.
Ashen.
So yeah, we're gonna have to go and get the lightning ash before Osiris again, which normally I'd prefer doing it the other way around. Or, I'd prefer getting it, like, probably before Nameless or something. That'd be a lot better. Or right before Wyvern on the way there. That'd be the fastest way to do it. DLC is the meme zone? It can be, but like there hasn't been anything ridiculous that's happened in my opinion, other than just the crash. But you'll notice though, usually the most ridiculous stuff happens when you're actually going for 0, and I think it's honestly, I mean, like, you're increasing the chances of it just because of the amount of resets, so it's not rocket science, but at the same time, like, there hasn't been anything out of the ordinary for me. That crash probably topped it all, but it was really funny, though. Carl Sagan, this is 0 damage from any kind of source, so basically, that includes fall damage or status effects from the environment as well. Am I not tired, Lemur guy? I usually wouldn't be that tired at this time, but yeah, I'm not the type of person to really get that tired, like, no matter what. Unless, like, The only time I was really fucking tired was when I was working like 13 hours a day between 2 jobs, and like I would just go home and sleep immediately. And it wasn't even because of the amount of hours, it was because one of the jobs was a lot of heavy stuff, so that's the only time I've ever felt like I physically couldn't stay awake even if I was mentally energized. With this, I mean, like, I could become mentally tired, but physically tired, obviously you're not going to get physically tired. So it's mostly that, dude. It's not really anything special. And normally, again, I'm not someone that's like super tired all the time anyways. Like, I get decent sleep. Can you explain the split numbers? So left-hand columns this run, personal best is the right-hand column, and the middle is the difference. Let's do this. I probably should have buffed like after the fight started, but alright. Whatever. That was a very, very standard fight. Nothing, no tricks up the sleeve. Very, very standard. If only every single Phase 2 Princess could be just straightforward, man. So 2 means hit twice, Doc. So yeah, I got hit by a Dark Wraith on the way to Abyss Watchers, and then I took fall damage when I was going over the armor set on the way to get that shortcut to Slayer in the barracks. So 1 fall damage instance and 1 actual hit from an enemy. For your next levels, you should put them in the stamina lemur guy. I don't remember when I started putting stamina last time. I feel like you're right though. I might actually have already, in the last run, I might have already had more stamina than now. So it's a good suggestion, man. Thanks. Using old school strats. Yeah, there's the fog gate method where I could just do the, the 2 swings, dodge, attack, but I don't want to do that for this run. So I need a little bit more excitement and risk, just a slight bit more excitement on that fight. Okay, so now we got to get the rest of these buffs. Save the rest, I think. Have you wrote a DLC to Arcane? Yeah, man, we did on the last run before this. So it should all be straightforward now. I mean, there might be things that need to be changed. Like I said, there were some things that I did that could have been done multiple different ways with the area, but in terms of the fights, every single DLC fight is fine except for like just me getting consistent at Half-Light again, which is probably going to require an okay amount of practice, or a decent amount. Ferreira, thanks, man. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, like, I know it seemed like I might have just been talking shit and like being full of myself saying I could do way better if I tried. I really was not trying on purpose on some parts because I wanted to get through it faster. But then I realized I was slowing myself down. But I tend to play slower when I do better. That's the problem. So I knew that if I rushed, I might have a chance of getting through faster. have to do the whole game in one sitting, or you can take a break, Carl. You could if you wanted to. I mean, some people have done runs where they come back the next day, and in my opinion, that's fine. I personally wouldn't want to do that. Not just because of like, oh, someone being like, it doesn't count, but more of like, I'd want it, if it was the run, I'd want it to be in one portion. Because having part 1 and part 2 and extra stuff for things is annoying to me. And it's better if it's all together, so if it's something where it can be together and it's not a big deal, then I would say go for it that way. But there are some runs that are so long that, I mean, you'd have to do them in more than one. Just people don't usually do stuff like that often. Prepare for Half-Light, you should just dual fighter PL. He would probably kick my ass, man. I would actually love to see that. maybe one day I will actually do PvP with him. Like, as a joke, just to see how bad I would do, because if I could survive for 30 seconds, that'd be amazing. I'm really happy I interrupted that. Stamina would have probably been so low that if I tried to run it wouldn't be... I mean, it would be close. I might have ran out of sprint, so... I was kind of hoping the stun would happen. I had a feeling it would, but I don't count hits on stuns for some things, because I have, like, this... I don't know. I don't like having to count them. I like kind of having a sense of if it should happen or shouldn't, but counting is the only way to really know exactly if it's going to happen, so I probably should count for that. We have a pretty good run, actually. From Sage to Cinder, that's... like, this is practically an any percent -1 instance of fall damage in the stupid Dark Wraith, so that's good. Now this is the super important stuff, so we gotta continue the focus on this. Let's see what the time is. 2:24 for any percent. It's a little bit slow, but it's not super slow, though. So that's fine. Pointing down is essential. Do I even have the point down on this? Oh, I do. It's a basic gesture. Okay. I don't use point down enough. But yeah, we'll save the bonfire so we can come back to it to like actually have the credits and stuff at the end. I guess. Unless it goes super terrible and I'm like really down on myself and I'm like, wow, I don't want to get credits on this run. Pff, this run in credits, please. Like, you know. Made it there in 2:20. Yeah, it could be faster. We can make it there in 2 on the dot, but I did slow down a lot on certain parts. Like there's instances where there's just a lot of time wasted in one area, like Abyss Watcher's area, for example. There is a handful of extra minutes right there just alone, and then I think I homeward boned on Sage. That was an extra few minutes at least. It all adds up basically. But we could probably get there closer to 2 hours, or just a little bit after that. If he puts a timer on, people will think it's a speed run. Yeah. I could put a timer, but at the same time, Okay, the real reason I wouldn't want to put a timer is because I don't want to have to reset it every single time I reset, because I might not remember, being that this is a no-hit run and not a speed run. So it's like, I would be used to having the hotkeys for the speed run stuff, but when I'm doing the hit counter and all that, like, I might not remember to restart it right away, and if it's not attached to the game's file, then that's a problem. So I'd have to actually use live split and also the hit counter at the same time. And I'd have to have a custom setup set up, like another source of live split that specifically only shows the total time. So I could, but I mean, I don't know. Is it that important to everybody? I could actually do that. I mean, I don't have a problem. I'd have to get used to it though. Twice the stuff to reset up every time. But yeah, about Fighter, you're one of his mods, Trollger. You'd like to see if he'd be down to meme around. I mean, it could even just be one case where I invade him a single time and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. It'd probably go down horrendously. Okay, so now I gotta stop leveling stamina for a while, because I think I might have put just a little bit much. And then I guess Osiris, I'd have to go and get the ashes first. Okay, this actually was done in a way where I thought that it was kind of sketchy, and it was a close call, so I gotta be careful on this part.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
What up, Squill?
Ezekiel, thank you for the 4 months in a row, man. Welcome back. Continue to enjoy your emotes and be in the hollow, the pruny hollow Zeke. Man, if you guys don't know Ezekiel, you gotta follow him. He was someone that honestly has been a pretty big inspiration before I even had a channel. First time I watched him, he was playing Evil Within 1. He's actually the reason I wanted to play Evil Within 1 first and foremost, before anyone I knew had played it. The first time I'd ever seen the game. I didn't plan on getting it, so I watched it, and he was the person I watched back in like beginning of like 2014 maybe, or something like that, or like April, May. Whenever it came out in 2014, I watched him, and it was sick. And every stream I've seen since then has been just as good, if not better, so check him out if you don't. He's got a lot of energy, good amount of hype, good interaction. Just like, I mean, if you are on this platform, you probably know who he is. You've probably seen his stream. He's legendary. Follow him up. Also, subs row. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. For the first time in your feeble cursed life, sub, you have discovered the secret circle of the Squilluminati. Enjoy your emotes, enjoy being a skeleton. Thanks, man. You were here yesterday, the PB was better, Disco? When you were here yesterday, you might have been thinking of a different run, man. Technically, we just did this today, right? Maybe you're thinking of DS1. Okay, that's definitely a bit safer. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to Wyvern, which isn't the way we're going to do this, so... I could get the Wyvern Bonfire, but that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, let's just get out of this part. Like, I only needed to get in there and then Homeward Bone, that's it. But originally, I would do it that way if I was getting the Ashes at the right time. Because I'd have just bundles for Wyvern and then 1 Lightning Resin left. So we'd have to use just Dark Resin for Cinder and Princes. Thanks, no worries, man. Honestly, you deserve it. It's kind of cool, dude. Honestly, I would never have thought that when I had seen your stream before, not even being a streamer, that you'd be watching my stream and sub to me. You're like one of like the handful of people that have subbed to me where it's like, I either like watched your YouTube content before I knew there was Twitch, or I watched your Twitch when I first found it or something. It's crazy. So that's a very, I don't know, like a flash snap back to reality, like 8 Mile moment, man. It's crazy. It might sound stupid, but honestly, I find that stuff insane, just the way that everything works out in the end. Like some sort of result that's weird, you know? But yeah. For you, it was 6 hours ago. Okay, then you were talking about the run that we were doing before this one then, so yeah, you're right. We are doing better then. My bad. Be ready for your Prime sub. If not tomorrow, then Wednesday, Akane. All right, man. I will prepare myself for it, but if you do not deliver with it, what should the punishment be? Should I just not do anything, or do we send you to the dungeon, man, with the jailers? It can give you a tattoo. The branding iron, I don't know.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Simon Mars, thank you for the Prime sub. Or no, that's not even a Prime sub. What am I? I'm saying Prime because I've said the word Prime so many times. It's literally just happening. Thanks, man. You have also discovered the secret circle of the Squilluminati. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy being a skeleton as well, man. Let's get these dark resins. I think I probably am good with like 5. Because I don't use much after that. Then I need another 5 of these too.
Thanks, sweetie.
What even is that DLC 1 split? Don't ask, man. We don't talk about the days where we were scrubs, even though it was literally the same stream, but still, yeah, we don't talk about that. It's a thing of the past. We'll see how it goes this time, though. Like, I can't guarantee I'm just gonna pull out a flawless half-light right off the bat. Like, even if I was ready to do that, he might make the fight a certain way where I have to homeward bones, so I have to be ready for potentially more than one round with him. That's another thing that makes Half-Light hard, because there's certain cases where you can't continue the fight, even if you don't get hit, so you'd have to do it a second time. Or maybe, I think the most times I've had to go back to Half-Light was 3 times in total. And it just gets sketchy, man. Especially if you've already done one of the 2 parries, it's really just, you're pushing your luck a lot. Or really just your limits of, like, are you able to consistently deliver on the parries? Ulafeskin, do you usually stream at this time? Not usually, no, man. We're just getting to the end of this run. Mixer, literally just till the end of this, so we just have the optional stuff left and we're done. That's it. If everything goes smoothly, it really shouldn't take that much longer. Oldred, what's up? How's it going, man? Tiger, have a good sleep. Yeah, no one feel pressure to stay up. Like, you don't have to be up for this. We're gonna do more of it again soon, but like, think of it this way, there's no guarantee you're gonna see something like super miraculous just yet, so it might be better to come back tomorrow. Not gonna sleep anyways, senor? Why? The numbers, what do they mean? Turco, you're still here too, man? Holy shit, this is crazy. I guess technically for you, it's like not really a bad time though. Fair enough. All right, so we need lightning resin out of the menu because I didn't put it on. So sick, so it's hard to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I remember you mentioned that. That could definitely make it harder. You can get hit while sleeping. That's very true, man. It's kind of whatever at this point. I like how that emote literally just explains what you said, like, to a T. It's like the only image I can imagine. If I had to think of that sentence as an image, it would be close to the expression of that. That's... The duck, just, it's perfect. Woke up again, Turco. I figured it was like morning for you or something. Okay, this guy's being kind of slow. We're gonna... I kind of want to dodge him, to be honest. Like, we used to do that for a long time, and I'm okay with it, but because sometimes I got hit on it, I wanted to kill him. We could wait till he turns around. I guess we could be safe.
Happy 6 months, baby Squill Peach.
Black Pyre, welcome back, man. Thank you for the 6 months in a row, dude. Enjoy your new badge, man. If you guys don't know Pyre, follow him as well. Very, very cool dude. Honestly, he's really easy to talk to as well. He's one of those people like when we've hung out before at different places or different situations, whatever. It's like I see him as one of those people that anyone could talk to, and he would make it interesting even if you weren't a person that like would talk to people. Just so his stream's kind of like that too. You should follow him. It's pretty damn entertaining. He puts a lot of effort into it. Anyways, thanks, man. Check out Pyre. At what age do you stop sleeping with stuffed animals? Probably as soon as I had, like, action figures and stuff. Maybe when I was, like, 6 or 7 or something. I don't know. I had a polar bear that was, like... I don't even think it was, like, new when I got it. I think it was, like, passed down from somebody, or... I don't know how I got it, but... There was, like, this polar bear, and I had it, and I would usually just, like, use it either as a pillow, or I just have it in my bed, and I remember... I had nightmares of it at a certain point, to the point where it scared the shit out of me for some reason, so I stopped. I got rid of it, I put it in the closet, and I just didn't look at it after that, but... That was the only time I ever even had a stuffed kind of thing, but it was freaking the hell out of me. Because I had like, these really bad dreams about the polar bear, like, just being in the corner of the room, like, doing shifty things and shit. Coming to life. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it was reoccurring nightmares of this polar bear, of the toy, and I put it in the closet and stopped thinking about it. Fucking polar bears. It was a really cool thing too. It actually looked really nice, but it just, I don't know. It was freaking the hell out of me. Some thief stole your teddy bear, really. Yeah, I can't really say, I guess that was kind of comparable to a teddy, but it wasn't the same thing necessarily. I don't know, it was legitimately like an actual polar bear, like it wasn't cartoony or anything, it looked like a small polar bear. Maybe that's why it scared me, maybe there's something about it I just didn't realize. Also, look at the invader right there, just chilling on the ledge. You can see like a tiny red head right there. Funny. All dolls are creepy. I used to actually be really scared of dolls too. So, like, especially the ventriloquist dolls. Like, that was my first ever fear that I think I recognized. Now it's fine. Now I don't care about it. But like, I was scared of it for a while until I think I saw Child's Play, and I forced myself to watch it, and then after that I was fine. So, I was really freaked out by that kind of stuff though. Dolls are creepy. Yeah, I think it's because the I guess the association with like creepy kinds of vibes and like the way they look and just like the eyes and stuff. Just the idea of a fake person, you know, being used for like, I don't know, like up as a puppet or something. It used to freak me out, but now it's all good. I mean, there's still some dolls that are definitely creepy, but yeah. Did I forget to Splitosaurus? I probably did, yes. Anyways, before we worry about that, I gotta do this the right way. We gotta pull out the parries. So first thing I think I used to do that I didn't do last time, we need a bundle. And then I gotta hit him like, I think it's like 2 L1s and an R1 or something, so we'll try that. Okay, so one problem with that. I don't know why, but I reacted to the spin with the parry, and I wasn't supposed to do that. That's not allowed. I shouldn't be going for that attack because it's a little bit less easy to set up than the other one that I stick to, and it kind of confuses the muscle memory a bit of like only going for one attack in the fight. So like, I shouldn't have done that, but for some reason I decided to. It worked, I'm lucky, but if it didn't work, it would be a big mistake, so I can't do that. I'd rather fail to the actual method that we're trying to do than, you know, do something random, and then even if it works, it's kind of like I made the wrong decision, right? I want to stick with the plan, so that was not really the plan. And the first part seemed to be maybe a bit too much damage. So on this, because I don't have RTSR, I think I'd rather have 2 parries in the beginning, and then we do 2 parries phase 2. Split twice, yes. After we get out of here, after we get Hornet Ring, we'll do that. Pyre Man, honestly, dude, it's the same kind of question I could ask you of like why you're so good at city skylines. I've seen you building the cities, man. You are literally just like some sort of urban planning god. I don't know, but I can't do that kind of stuff. So it's the same kind of idea. I just put more time into this. So yeah. Confidence for pairing is very low core. Okay, so like that's kind of how it is all the time. Or sorry, like in the beginning all the time. But you gotta focus on what you want to parry and then practice it. Don't associate pairing with everything in the game being parryable once you parry something, right? Focus on those individual situations, like for example, what I did, because I've parried the spin on Gundyr less, only in speedruns mostly. Even though I can do it, I shouldn't do it on this run because I haven't had as much success. I haven't had results for as long of a history as the other attacks. So it's like less likely based off the numbers just that I will make a mistake on it because I don't have a reason to be as consistent on that. So even though I can do it, I mean, there's just things that I put more time into. So if you put a lot of time into what you want to parry, you're going to get it down. It might never be perfect. I don't think you'll indefinitely parry forever without missing, but you can get it probably 99% or close to 99% for some things. All right. Now we're going back to Firelink. So I think we're in Wyvern, right? Yes. Pyre, thank you for the host, by the way, as well. I think my game, I just tabbed out of it. And before I forget to split after Hornet, no, I did it, man. I did. You wanted me to screw up on that, but I didn't. Nice try, though. So we're actually going to go for the slab after Nameless this time. I'm not going to buy the slab for 30k. And we'll see how that goes. We already have a lot of these. I think it's just levels right now, that's it. Why are you so good at complimenting people? I'm not complimenting Pyre because I feel like I owe him something for subbing or hosting me. I actually got to chill with him like multiple times, man. He's just a cool dude. Like I said, it doesn't matter if I met him, like if I was streaming, like if I just talked to him in any setting, it doesn't matter. Like he just is interesting to talk to, and he's just puts a lot of effort into people. That's why he does good at streaming, you know. His channel will do well and continue to do well into the future because he just is that person that, again, you probably I don't see how I could find him uninteresting no matter what he's doing. But maybe he feels different. I don't know. I find like I can be uninteresting in a lot of cases. But it's not like I'm trying to sugarcoat it. I'm just telling the truth. Like that's the bare minimum truth. There's nothing that's untrue in that. So like there's people that I don't know as much about that I couldn't say that about, even if I've seen their stream a couple times. I can't say it's the most crazy thing ever or anything like that. Like I'll try to stay relevant with it. Well, yeah, man, there's a reason for that. It's not because I'm trying to just like create it out of nowhere. Where's the lamb sauce? What? What does lamb sauce have to do with anything right now? Why are you so nice to people, Chanko? Well, I mean, I'm giving back everyone here what they're giving me. So, and ask yourself that in a way. Everything's getting returned. I mean, I might be nice to someone that's also an asshole, but at the same time, I find joy in that kind of stuff. I think it's funny. But yeah. I mean, not all the time, but just if it's something like with this, obviously it's not a big deal, but okay, profane capital. We have to do this again. Scythe, this one's way better, obviously. We're on a gigantic streak right now, actually. I'm not even, see, like, the thing is, I think the advantage right now is just in, like, that mode of, I don't know. There's, like, this mode if you stream a long time where you're just, like, getting tired, and it's like, this is what I mean by playing better, but at the same time, I'm not thinking too much. I'm not overthinking stuff. So, that's good. How many times were you on DLC today, and how was it? We only did one run earlier with the DLC, so once. And it was pretty bad. But it wasn't unexpectedly bad, it was pretty bad. What happens if you kill the blacksmith zombie? I don't think that you're able to level up your weapons anymore. At least in my experience. Maybe there's a way to revive Andre, but I mean, like, I don't think he physically comes back. I've never seen that before. Whereas some of the NPCs, they, like, you can kill them and they return. The ones that are already in Firelink mostly. Why are there so many standard emotes? Like global ones? I don't know. There is quite a bit. Some of the ones they do though, they replace, like they have like seasonal ones. Am I gonna fight all the bosses, Corey? Yes, I will. Passed out before the first one. Oh, it was mainly just, I mean, some of the stuff I wasn't like really tryharding, and then another portion of the stuff I had to figure out. And yeah, we're definitely not, I don't think we're gonna get hit as many times. Let's see, but see how much you get, if there's any. 20 minutes we do in research. Uh-oh. Yeah, I like this position. I could actually just wait right here. Imagine I accidentally slipped and hit this mimic and it killed me. Lens Wander, what's up? Good evening, man. Sometimes you feel like slaughtering everyone in Firelink. Me too, man. I do it once in a while. Once in a blue moon, I unleash on the NPCs. And we did it on some of them recently. And I felt bad after. I cried only for 10 minutes, though it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as the first time. That time it was 25 minutes. Well, I mean, if you're counting, like, also breaks in between, probably more like an hour, but still. It was pretty good. It felt nice. Shadow of the Colossus comes out today, so excited. Yeah, man. I got it, but I don't know if it's gonna ship fast enough. There was some sort of like thing where it said there's a delay, so like it said it had a guaranteed date. So certain things have guaranteed dates, especially if it's a pre-order. And it said specifically the guaranteed date was release, but then right after, it's almost like it was a scam. Like, and then it said it was like 4 days later. Up to 4 days later, anywhere from like a few days later to like the 10th or something. So yeah, and there's the first crash. All right, but it changed it right after I got it, and I don't really care. It's lucky that it was me that got screwed like that. I mean, I hope other people didn't, because I wasn't planning on playing it tomorrow anyways, but I debated it. You still got the magic dress, Roba? The mojo has returned today. No, I think what it is because I was doing so many runs that were harder versions of any percent, that like having a build that's actually functional and viable is a nice, like, it's a nice vacation from that stuff. And there's certain methods, again, in like, for example, the bow run that I learned that can be applied to this. Like certain things to pay attention to that you wouldn't normally know. Right. For this, I think everything is going fine on this. I probably don't even need to use a buff. Unless somehow I have more damage this time, but Yeah, before... I mean, I could try Pontus Ring and see if that helps. But I guess... Nah, I'd have to swing twice. I'm trying to avoid having to kill the one guy in 2 hits, like the first dude that drops from the ceiling. But only because we used to not do that, so... I could, because I got away with it last time. I don't think it's risky. It's just such a close call. You have to be like really quick with the second one, or they can interrupt you. How often do I get crashes? So basically, Booty Hunter, what happens is if you play the game on PC with more than just any % completed in a certain amount of time, usually in one sitting, or like, you know, a handful of hours, it will crash at least once. So you might have not played fast enough and also enough content for it to do that. It shouldn't happen on any % if you're just doing up to Cinder, but everything after that, if you include more than just that or anything mixed in before, it will crash. The proof is basically like no hit, bow run didn't crash. Or any of the any percents we've done, there is no crashes. Everything with extra stuff, it's because the update for DLC 1 made that an issue on PC, but they didn't fix it. It only happens though when the game again is played like pretty much in its entirety or like a huge chunk of it at once. Not like the average person going back to it, you know. Get soft banned for disconnecting? Maybe. Like, I don't know about it in this, but maybe. That was super bad. That was terrible. I don't know. I guess the other guy wasn't ready to swing the quickest that he could have. He definitely could have done an attack sooner than that. I would say that was a mistake on my behalf. The game is like someone cannot be doing so good. Jagged, yeah, I got it. I mean, my old audio was okay, but I got a new setup for it, so it's probably that. It's not actually operating the way it can at best because there's one more thing I need, but at the same time, it should be fine. But thank you, though. I'm glad that it's good enough for you. It's good. Oh man, why am I missing all of these? I kind of like having the extra damage from the lightning earth. He got staggered anyways, that's good. Oh my god, he's falling off. Ugh. Jesus, man. The amount of times I've been booped on the head from that guy, like... And I was thinking because I was slower, the wyvern was in a different spot by a slight bit. It looked like the fire was kind of a little bit more to the left, so I was kind of worried there. Wait, Wait, why is the list shorter now? What the hell happened to the list? It got screwed up. Oh my god, there's like splits missing on it. Okay, what I'm gonna have to do is fix this really quickly somehow. Although the problem is the hits. Maybe I got hit so many times in the DLC the counter screwed up. I didn't even see because I don't have the full preview on. I only have the buttons, but dude, like I think 3 splits. No, wait. DLC 1 got renamed to, or DLC 1 and 2 had the name shortened, and then all the splits after got removed, so yeah, this is really weird. Okay, so basically DLC will have to count for the rest of the game, and then what I'll do is I'll remake the counter again tomorrow with the extra splits added. We'll just keep it as this for now, so don't worry about it. But yeah, that's weird, man. Like, we'll still do the same amount of content. It's just, it's like when it saved, it glitched out and removed some stuff. I've had that happen before, but I don't know how it, like, I don't know what it requires to make it do that. And then what it does, it counts things as 2 negatives, like a negative when it shows up. I don't know why. It feels nice to be able to give tips that help people in this lemur. Honestly, man, there's things that you guys can tell me that would help. It happens all the time. I don't know everything about this. I know everything about what I need to know, but I don't know everything about stuff that might, you know, be something you're good at knowing, or that you've experienced more than I have. Is there a specific timer? The hit counter that I'm using right now, it's right there in chat. Bannock, what's up, dude? How are you? What does Spook do? So Spook basically, it takes away the fall damage until the point of death. So you would have to fall the lethal distance to actually die with it. But the fall damage otherwise would be fine. This isn't good. Yeah, Ricard is a little bit too close. I don't know how this is gonna go down. It's right there. Honestly, guys, we might have to kill Nameless right now. He's backing away. I might actually have to just run to Nameless right now. I need the bonfire, though. Shit. Okay, let's see if we can grab it right this second. Apparently, he backed away. Yeah, I hesitated there because I was like, am I going to take the path? But I guess ideally, you'd not want to go through the path. You'd want to skip that area because you don't need to go there from this side. You can go around from, like, over where the bonfire is right here instead. That was a little bit silly. I shouldn't have done that. And then I got a spook before the ledge with the ashes, right? You know, you can kill the 2 rock plebs here. You get extra loot, really. Yeah, don't they drop Titanite scales sometimes? Or is that, or like what am I thinking of? It's some sort of upgrade material, I'm pretty sure. You get Andre to help you again. Seek absolution at the Purging Monument in Ring City. Or the altar in Undead Settlement. Oh shit. So you can bring him back. Or get his assistance. That's good to know just because, like, I was under the impression when I had killed him the one time, even though I was SL1 and my stuff was fine, like, I was under the impression that it was screwed. And that was it. So see how fast he was right there? He was in the middle of the attack. He was about over 5 feet away. He could connect that in like a second. So you need to do that way in case that dude makes it. And that's how it was. I was expecting it to go before. So you can expect that from time to time. It's not that surprising. And this guy's sidestepping is kind of annoying, but I might have had a weird kind of approach to that that kind of made him do it. I think I might have taken too much time right there. Alright, let's see if we can get this time. See, like, a lot of the time, he doesn't even swing, so you are a bit faster. There's less of a reason anything should chase you other than the rock, the lizard thing. I might have just found a really good way to, like, get to this spot. Maybe, like... Maybe before I was doing it in, like, a way that was kind of shitty. I don't know. Like, either this is coincidental or there's something I'm doing that's better than before, because this didn't happen that often. So I guess we'll see in the future. Is there a mod which allows you to play as Andre? That'd be hilarious, man. Especially in DS1, because there's the drop kick, but I've never heard of that before. However, there is a thing where you can, like, use all the, like, the skeletal structures or the models of other things and control them as you. So, like, there's a video that Iron Pineapple did about that. It was hilarious. Like, I recommend checking that out. So that would probably be what would allow you to play as Andre, but I tried to figure out how to get it, and I can't seem to work out how you set it up. Yeah, maybe a little bit core, but I mean, it's a little bit cold out here. It's cloudy. It might rain, so we might have some hypothermia going on. We need the extra warmth. Never know. Okay, are they walking back now? I think they're coming back. Shit. Okay, we got to do that again then. I'm sorry. Use the mod to play the whole game as a Cyros. All this, the Beyblade spins the entire time. What was I waiting for? I was waiting for them to get a decent distance away, but then they turned back, so I need to be a little bit quicker there. Anyways, we can test to see if this will work again. Play as champ and get that ass parried by everybody. Dragon people always ruin the run. They're actually one of the most lethal enemies, like next to Grave Wardens, I think, even though you wouldn't really kill a Grave Warden in this run. They are very capable. They can parry you, they can breathe fire, jump, they have neck extensions, their spam with the daggers can't be interrupted by pretty much anything if they start first. They can interrupt you if you start before them with a slower weapon, like a lot of the time, because it's just so fast. And they can jump around and fucking iframe your attacks too. They're pretty scary, man. But I mean, if you handle them immediately in a certain way, it's not a big deal. I need more Homeward Bones on this. I shouldn't have screwed that up. Neuros, it was Dark Wraith and then fall damage in the barracks. What item am I going for? I'm trying to get the ashes so we can get the chunks. We can buy the chunks. Okay. So far you found that lightning and dark are good against fighting Gale. Yeah, usually lightning I think is the best, but I mean, he has a decent resistance to it, like both in my opinion. Like, it doesn't do that much extra damage. Helps a bit though. Like, for example, the dude with the hook is better than the one with the daggers. Like, he's fine. You can interrupt a lot of the stuff that he does. The worst he could have done right there is dodge, but didn't though. Oh my god, what is this? See, I was coincidentally lucky, even with the same speed and the same route pretty much. You can expect this kind of stuff to happen. But now I'm thinking I'm getting more unlucky because that many times in a row is kind of shitty. Why don't you get the cold sword fragment? For this part, I used to do that, man. And you just reminded me, it's in the area where I get Hornet Ring. I should have done that. I just didn't remember it existed. Oh, so close. Like, honestly, man, I gotta go a bit closer to the edge, too. Alterity, what's up? Would casting Spook help for Silent Footsteps? Honestly, dude, that's a really good suggestion as well. I didn't have Spook when I had made this method originally, so... or when I had, like, started practicing it. I think me and David Tanker pretty much contributed an even amount of stuff to this one. So I can't say it was just mine alone. We both kind of made it better. But when I first started practicing and trying to get, like, it down consecutively or consistently, I didn't have Spook, so that might help. Let's see. Void Hex, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. It's worth it, though. Worth the try. Hidden Body. I don't want to use Hidden Body. I feel like it's, like, really cheesy, man. It would make sense if it was absolutely necessary, or, like, you would just basically be, like, you know, sabotaging yourself, but it's not. There's nothing that requires it, in my opinion. That's stupid. Be two-handing. He's in the parry mode, too. Did they actually forget where I was? Wow, what a smart guy. And why does this have to be such a hang-up right here? Coding Drippin', what's up? How's it going? Gale can't be how Dark Souls series ends. It's gotta be an epic boss battle like fighting a god or something. Well, I think the case is, that he's the best you're gonna get, man. It ties up all the information. Even though, I mean, there could be something better they do. It's a pretty good fight. I don't think it's bad. But yeah, he started from the bottom and then he made it to the point of eating people and being scary. Heavy Split Leaf Greatsword is best weapon in your opinion? Honestly, I think that could be one of the top ones. It seems to do a lot of damage. And it has a good moveset too. Gotta get more bones. I have 2 still. Like, I'm really sorry this part's taken so long. It can go down perfectly right away. But I think I'm actually extremely unlucky now. The opposite of what I thought I was originally, so... Okay, now we're fine. Good. Is on paper one of the strongest bosses, basically a god. Yeah, he's very, his damage is very high. Physical defense overall is kind of ridiculous. If you think of, like, just look at the numbers you're hitting on him compared to other things with a shit ton of HP as well. Like, on Midir, for example, compare the numbers you hit on Midir versus Gale with Lightning Resin. Like, he absorbs everything, like he's a sponge. He doesn't have as much health as the other stuff, but, like, the defenses are very high. Favorite boss? Nameless King is my favorite. We're about to do it, actually. So, fun times. Alright, let's run for it. Devoured multiple pygmies. Yeah, he's on some sort of level we will never understand. I don't know. Are you that you like Nameless King? What kind of masochist? Dude, honestly, Nameless is just the coolest. Man, look at this here. Like, I mean, I represent the channel with Nameless. Like, that's how much I like it. Like, aesthetically and just the entire environment and the moveset, the idea of a a boss on a boss, but both of them function like they function as one, but then it's not like the same kind of thing as like an ONS or anything like that. So, you know, I'm a big fan of that. Really good fight. A lot of room to move around, you know. There's a cutscene for it when you beat it, and before you go into it. It's just done like right in every single way. There's nothing about it that's bad. I can't think of anything wrong, other than some people are gonna get destroyed, or most people probably will on the first time around. So, yeah, man, like it's just a good fight. There's so many other things where I can say they're good, or they might be just as good gameplay-wise, but then there's other things that take them down a peg. So it's like, if you can tell me what you hate about this fight, then I want to know. I want to know. Because the typical reasons I could criticize it, it still does things better than those. Like, if I was going to say, oh, he flies too much, he doesn't fly too much. You know, everything else that flies, a lot of stuff flies way too much, and it's boring. I was talking about that with DS2. It's like the perfect amount of everything, so... Yeah. Deck, thanks for the good luck, man. Welcome back. Although we're probably going to destroy him right now on this, so it's not going to be a good measurement of an epic nameless fight. Okay, I saw an S right there, but I couldn't read the name fully. Did anybody catch who that was? I'm sorry, I couldn't see the full thing. Small. No stamina. I thought he was gonna stun. I got so greedy for the stun, man. Oh well. Round 2 on that. That was completely just greed. I thought I was gonna get the stun, and it wasn't worth it. It was probably like 1 hit away. So completely silly, completely optional choice that had no significance with any kind of strat or any kind of smart decision. So, whatever. I mean, very, very dumb. Shouldn't have done that. I kind of knew I shouldn't have done it too, but at the same time, I was like, man, he's probably gonna stun, and he didn't. So that's my bad. I didn't have a consistency of enough hits chained together quick enough before it led up to that point, so there was no way to get the stun there. It was 1 hit too short, I'm pretty sure, but either way. Sorry. You would have gone for it too? I normally wouldn't have gone for something like that. I mean, right now I wanted to just because... I mean, the first part of Phase 2 is kind of slow, and I was just feeling impatient. Completely silly. I mean, I would not make that decision often, so it's bad, but I gotta redeem myself. I kind of just realized something weird. When I put the shield on and switched it out for the buffed weapon, it actually had the shield buffed for a moment. Did anybody see that? Never seen that before. All right, that's nameless. I mean, I was really silly for doing that. Okay, so now the splits are screwed up. See how it has red for the DLC one? This last split's gonna count for everything left in the game, and it makes no sense of why I did this. It ruined the splits that I had at the end of the game by taking away the and 2 from the name of DLC split, and then it took away the 2 splits after, so pay no attention to that. It doesn't matter, I'll fix it. This will just be for like a reference for now. But yeah, I mean, we're still doing pretty good. I'm kind of disappointed I made that decision, because there was no reason to. All right. Now the important stuff, like the super important stuff. Glorfin, thanks to the GG, man. Get the free slab? Yeah, I'm getting that this time. Stab looks so awesome. Yeah, his entire moveset is really cool. Alright. So now we gotta start getting the dagger ready, because damage for the rest of the DLC 1 is not important to me right now. It should be fine already. So let's get the chunks first. Oh, we can already get everything. That's good. So now I can test the dagger on this. Let's see. Finally got the slab from there. You feel like telling me about it the past million times. There was another run. I think on the SL1 run we got the slab there too, because we needed 2 slabs. So there was the one you could buy, but that one was cheaper, right? I was thinking on this one the first time around, like, it's not the biggest deal to have to buy it this time, or sorry, to have to buy the other one. It's not a big deal because we had an extra amount of souls, so yeah, either way it doesn't matter. I could still buy the other one and it wouldn't make the biggest difference. It'd be the difference of 1 level at this point, or even like a portion of a level, so no big deal. But now I can try this. Okay, let's go. Thing is a beast and also absorbs the power of the dragon after it dies. Makes sense that he does a lot of damage. Yeah, he does a shit ton of damage when he hits you, man. He can, like, basically, like, most attacks I'm pretty sure take almost your entire health bar. Unless you have a shit ton of vitality. Even then, it's like a 2-piece in some cases. When is soldering iron no hit? Never. Why do I switch to the shield after birthday? Basically, you get a bonus intake of souls. So it's the same thing as this ring. I put both of them on and they stack on top of each other to give a bonus. Alright. So this time I gotta throw the skull way earlier. I got a spook right here as well. This part should be fine. Evie, have a good sleep. Thank you for being crazy as well. Marcus, yeah, we're trying to finish this run up, man. It's almost done. I had an episode where apparently Miyazaki knew that it was almost done, and he's like, hey, let's just make you have to do this over and over. One part that we had to go back to, but hey, why is that dog being weird? Did he not even see the skull? What the fuck happened there? What is that? Dude, that's so weird. He like he ran past the skull even though it was like way behind him, and at no point did he want to get it until the last second, and then it was too late, so he came back. Yeah, I don't know if that was something that I should be worried about with how I did it, or it's just something weird that happened with the dog. Like, that was sketchy, but I don't know if it was sketchy for the reason that I screwed something up. I might try to throw an extra skull there, like, on purpose a little bit earlier, but usually don't have to. I think the best thing I could do, I might actually want to light the bonfire, throw another skull, and then homeward bone to the bonfire to be safer. Kill the bridge. Oh, yeah. The bridge is getting killed, man. I wonder if you could fall down here and survive. That honestly seems like quite a big drop. Like, I know you can do a save quit off this, but yeah, it'd be cool if you could fall straight down. How does food work in Souls? Well, I don't know. That's a good question, man. What? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm counting that as one, but I want to not waste time. I'm doing that. Fuck, dude. So annoying. It was like the tiniest fucking thing, man. Like, fuck. That's actually important. Like, I'm gonna have to look at how that happened. The hitbox of the actual route itself pushed me off. I was too far to the side. But, yeah. Just to keep it rolling. Oh, still doesn't matter. Ever had meme dogs sit at the bottom of the bridge there? At the bottom of the bridge? I don't think they've ever landed there and survived. No, I've never seen that. It still happened either way. It's fine. We're good either way. But I wanted to keep it like relevant and speedy, but I guess it didn't even matter because we're right here anyways. So what I could do to get down here faster, I could break the bridge and fall. As it's falling, there is a method for that, but because it can get screwed up really easily, not gonna do that. I'll swallow your soul, Evil Dead 1 and 2. That's like one of the best lines, man. That's, yeah, man. Swallowing the soul. Everyone needs to swallow the souls. At some point. Finish this zone on Pyromancer playthrough. You just finished it? Okay, hopefully there's no spoilers for you. Play it safe, sub 5 dream. I'm gonna try to. I wasn't being reckless when I fell there. I just like... it was so close to looking like it was fine. I don't know. It was like one of those things where it's like the tiniest measurement of space and you just miscalculated a bit, but... I've never actually slipped off that exact way before. Where I landed on both surfaces, but then the second time I landed, it pushed me as well. So, that's shitty. Like, I've fallen straight off. I understand how that works, but that was a little bit close to being fine, and then it just wasn't all of a sudden. Alright, as long as we can get the rest of the DLC done, well, that's good. What, that was absolutely silly. How long did it take you to learn Nameless King's moveset? Like a day or an hour? How long? Oh, way longer than that, man. To learn it perfectly, like, probably weeks, man. Actually, no, not even, like, there's still things I learned after that. Like, you can't even learn everything. Even if you can no-hit a fight, there's degrees farther than knowing a moveset. Like, because then you have to start knowing things that aren't expected, that are, like, buggy, or things that are really particular to, like, maybe if you get outside of, like, placement of where you're supposed to be standing, or you're too far away, or like something's weird where you're not aiming to have that situation, but you have to know what's going to happen just in case. So like there's a lot of tiny things after that, but to know it well enough to no hit it, like most of the time, probably weeks at least. 10 years considered nostalgic. I don't know, nostalgia is kind of dependent on the person, right? That's up to you. You could have nostalgia of something that happened a year ago, couldn't you? Wouldn't really matter about the time frame. So I don't think so. Right. Yeah, we just gotta pretty much use the regular pine resin here. And then I'm gonna put the dagger on the second slot. I was kind of making sure if the souls pop up really soon after that fight. They don't, though. That's good. Most hated fight by far. It's one of my least favorite in the game, too, man. I like half of it, but, I mean, the second part of it's not, like, really, obviously, expansive enough. They could have just made it better by removing the Grave Tender, but I think it was kind of to introduce the arena, the PvP and stuff like that, so I think that's why they did it. And then also to make PvP relevant again, or kind of like accommodate the PvP community. They did Half-Light as well. So it's like, I understand its purpose, but it's not nice to do that first part. Especially on runs where it's like, you know, you're not using orthodox methods. It's just such a bad fight. Does that guy limp like Sif? No, there's no limping. He just decides to have a extreme situation of red eyeballs and breathe fucking frostbite at you or something. He goes into meth mode, basically. That's what I would call it. So it's the exact opposite. He just gets a little bit crazier. All right. I think everything else on this part was fine before, right? Ever do an all magic run core? I haven't done that before, no. Soon, or one day. Wolfie is the descendant of Sif. I think it's probably some sort of tribute to it. I don't know. Maybe. There's a Vadi video that he made where he was talking about that. Also, you're gonna go deaf. Little to no warning. Oh, I'm sorry. It was too late. I was standing still to hope that like the one dude beside me wouldn't start doing it, but he did. Shit, I'm sorry. Everyone's deaf. But anyways, I tried to save it. I shouldn't have dropped down. I should have just waited on the ledge. Okay, things are going really weird right now. There's too many cases where these dudes aren't caring about the skulls. Yeah, pretty much rip. I used to preemptively turn down the sound effects before there, but I mean, I don't know. I might just want to give warnings now. Don't understand how people think those Corvians are loud. They're well, the balance in the audio, they're like peaking a lot higher than everything else. Like, you could have a sound effect of something that's like a giant explosion that seems more important than that dude's voice, but he's way louder than an explosion, for example. Like, other sound effects are way lower of a register. One Reborn explosions. Oh, dude, his explosion's super loud, too. Yeah, there's always something in the audio mix, or like a couple things where they're not balanced. And it's like really, really extreme for no reason. I think it's even the same case with DS1. Maybe in everything. I don't know. Like, but I've had that, yeah. In Bloodborne, there's more than just that. There's some other stuff, too. Like Wyvern's Fire is another example in this that's extremely loud for no reason. There's other fire that's way quieter. What you saying went mute? Did it? No, I should be fine. What are you talking about? Are you trolling me now? Don't even go there, man. Should be fine. All right, we got to do some dunks. Slow walking, honorable fight incoming. Or like, I'm gonna back up to the doorway 17 times before I even decide to attack you. That's how Wilhelm trolls. Other than hanging on too long, like, he trolls that one. And he's probably hanging on by his toe. Yep. Case in point. Oh, there we go. His toe decided to fucking break or something. Oh man, that's like the funniest shit ever. It's like, if you can see his feet, you sometimes can see them, and literally his toe on one foot is hanging on. It's like, imagine you could do that yourself. Like, you'd be safe from so many things. Like, if only. Was, what's up, man? This place is straight out of Bloodborne. It has some similarities to Canehurst, just a little bit, but like, I think it's more of the environment, not really, or the climate, not the design of anything necessarily. Like all the buildings and shit are definitely not. They're not really like castle or medieval-ish. They're kind of seems more like a village. I don't know, but yeah, it does remind me of Canehurst a little bit. Gonna leap off by accident? No, never. Okay, spook for this part's not necessary. We already dictated that. Okay, that was super silly of me. I was supposed to throw extra skulls, but I didn't. So, big mistake there. I think it was because I was assuming that I didn't need them, but I don't know why. I think it might have been speedrun muscle memory. I don't fucking know. Really silly. I mean, we could survive there. Definitely is survivable without skulls, but you kind of need to do at least one more. So there was one chance that I had. I should have thrown an extra one for the dude that jumped around the corner, then thrown another one there and other one just in case, but I probably could have squeezed one in between. Either way, that was kind of silly. Completely my fault, completely avoidable. Didn't approach it with the right method at all, so it's my fault. Yeah, that's not good. Man, I think if anything, I want to no-hit all of DLC 2 except for Half-Light at least. That'd be nice. That'd be super nice. And Duratai's not even close, man. Don't push your luck either. I'm not doing that. Also, apparently we picked up the glaive, but I didn't toss it yet or sell it. What the hell is this landing? Oh my god. A trial run? Pretty much, yeah. I mean, everything is practice until we get 0 damage, so. We're just trying to improve the last, upon the last time, right? Crazy Tom, what's up, by the way? Accept selfie, but you'll never accept dab. Oh, the cool hip lingos, man. Honestly, I still don't even know how that was created, but randomly one day it was just mentioned a lot. I don't know the origins of it. I've asked people. I don't know if I've missed the answers or people just don't know, but I have no clue how that was created or why it's a thing. I assumed it was a dance move that was just used in actual dancing, but I'm not sure if that's the case. I don't know. Now time to fight the Blackfire. Yeah. And I probably want to level a bit more. But at the same time, let's look at this. Do we really have everything ready for DLC 2? I could just go right through everything right now. Like, there's no extreme need to level or anything. We even have enough skulls for Half-Light. We could just go through the entire thing. Let's do it. And then I'm going to try the skulls on this fight, too, and see if they help. Launders, you're back. What's up, dude? Yeah, we've been going for a while. I'm gonna finish this one. You blame Jake Paul? Okay, well, did he create it though? Did he invent that? Because I could understand why it'd be popular if someone invented it, like that's relevant right now. But I thought it was something that existed for a while that was taken by somebody and used and then was popularized. I don't know. It's from Migos. Really? Migos made that up? Damn. That's pretty insane, man. I'm sure there's people that know that have no idea who Migos is, so that's... I didn't expect that. Like, there's people that have done that and have no idea who that dude is, like... Probably don't even want the dagger on this, to be honest. No, the skull doesn't do anything. Alright, that sucks. Why is he so tall, Ariandel? I think the more important question is, why is his head a raisin in proportion to his body? Why is he pulling like a, I don't know, like some sort of raisin head thing off? That's more important to me. Alright, so we definitely can we can do better on the DLC, way better. Why the split's red? I don't know, man. There's something going on where like it changed the name of the DLC split. It took off the and the to, and then it took away the last two splits of the run. I have no idea what's going on. This has happened before, but I don't know what's causing it. And I think it's if you save a run with like a ridiculous amount of hits on a certain split. That's my only theory for it. There's no reason it should do that. So there's two splits missing after this, and this should be for DLC 1 and 2, just to clarify. Otherwise, I mean, it's all the same either way. We're just gonna measure the rest of the hits for that, and then I'm gonna fix it So the next time we have it, it'll be set up again properly. But yeah, it just deleted some of the stuff when I saved it. Wallace Frieda is always nice to watch. Yeah, I was playing pretty bad on that. Phase 1, I was kind of like bouncing between the idea of the dagger and if I should use it or shouldn't. And then I made a mistake. I wanted to rebuff and then try to get the backstab at the same time right after, but there wasn't enough time for it on the charge attack. So like, I mean, I don't know. That was an okay decision, but I missed the damage there. It could have been a faster fight if I just didn't rebuff. So, not a big deal, but I could have done a bit better. So not intentional? No, it's not intentional at all. It should be green right now. Every single split should be green, even this one. But it's like it has a double negative beside it. If you can see, there's two minuses. Unless it disappeared, but yeah. Somehow it's broken. You try to run a soup level 1, but when you're sick, you go back to soup level 100 to 120. A soup level 1? Wait, what? I'm so... Oh, a soul level, you mean? Wait, you put soup. Loco, what's up, dude? Nice fight. Are any of Frieda's moves direct German ripoffs? There's one attack that is inspired by German, I'm pretty sure. There's like a hook attack. Everything else is completely different. I mean, there's one jump from Maria, and there's the hook attack from German. I think you used and it thinks it's code. Oh, that might be it. Because I did have and in a split before. I had O and S with an and in it, and it screwed up on DS1. And now it's Smosteen, so yeah, that's actually a really good point, man. You probably just figured it out. So I can't put is it called an ampersand? Is that the term for the symbol, or am I thinking of something different? I don't know. I can't put the and symbol. Ampersand, sorry, my bad. I'm trying to think of where the damage went on that. I did a little bit less damage right there. That's kind of weird. There's a word people made up to fuck with other people. What is the story with the Butterfrees? Oh, the angels? I don't know, man. They kind of look like Orphan of Kos, though. Pretty creepy. And they have some pretty crazy vocals, I must say. I think they're trying to audition for Cannibal Corpse or something. So yeah. Kill it with fire. At least we aren't dealing with soup memory anymore. Wait, why do you keep saying soup, Marcus? I'm freaking out right now. You're making me feel like I'm going crazy, man. I might actually be going crazy on top of you doing that, so it's not a good idea. Don't. Alex, yeah, man. It wasn't the intention to do a super long stream, but they happen sometimes. But yeah, I need to have this done so then tomorrow we don't have to... We can do Bloodborne tomorrow or DS1 and keep up with that. And then this is actually done way better than I imagined up to this point. So that's good news. The only last detail is finishing this, that's it. And the other stuff is pretty much free. Tertiary, what's up? Welcome back. Anyone have tips for soup +7? You're freaking me out so much right now with that stuff. Please stop. It's actually scaring me. It's like there's some kind of agreement behind the scenes that everyone's going to replace soul with soup, and it's just happening right now. I'm not in on it. Alright. We probably want to level a bit before this, because we have the dagger set up, so I'm going to go back. Dark Soups 2, Scholar of the First Recipe. Ladleborn, Scholar of the First Dinner. Okay. Oh, that soul I picked up was giant, dude. Wait, that was in the area where Nameless was. Around the pillars in between the snake dudes. I gotta grab that every time. That's a huge soul. Damn. And then I think we still have a decent amount of buffs. I'm gonna get a few more. Need more Homeward Bones. And then levels. So yeah, we need to go straight dex. I might not even have 70 by the time I get to Half-Light. Which is kind of bad because it might mean that I can't kill him the same way. I don't know, it's gonna be close. I think that the critical damage from the dagger might be the same, it might be unchanged, but the other hits might not be. So I need 3 more levels before we get there at least. We might have to do Midir first. Tertiary, I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? You guys put lentils in your soup? Lentil soup itself is one of the best soups. I think that's my favorite soup. With a little bit of lemon juice, my god. But, I don't add, like, lentils to soup after. That's what you're asking. I don't, like, make custom soup myself anyways. I'm not in the know-how of that. It's probably simple, but never made, like a soup that's from nothing, so... Yeah. Actually, no, wait, that's a lie. I have before, but I don't do it regularly. Sorry. Either way, yeah, lentil soup is amazing. I did the main game, 0 damage, Grim Tusk. We did before last year. We did any percent and all bosses last year. So I'm pretty sure any percent was end of summer or closer to the end of summer, and then all bosses was just right after that. And actually, the all bosses one with the main game ones, I actually didn't expect that the run that had happened would be it, because we actually didn't practice it too much. And I hadn't played the optional stuff for a while, so I felt like that was a really lucky run, the one right after. But either way, yeah, we had those done for a while, and then I just came back to this. Like, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it right away, so I waited for a while. We're running out of soup names. Forsic ring, please, man. That was also a really good fight, because we got the crawl RNG on the demon that we needed right away. Otherwise, the beginnings, it's forced to be slow if I want the laser for phase 2. So next time I shouldn't even be going for that. I was gonna do that this time, but because I didn't hit the dude when he jumped right away, there was no point. Did you do the old Soup King? I guess rip all soup kind in Dark Soup. Haven't even followed any DS streamers until Christmas when you finally got a PS4, Grimtusk. And then now you're like subbed and everything, looking like a skeleton over here. Jeez. That's impressive. Crazy how things go, man. I always find it interesting, I don't know, the way that people kind of can like blend together really well, that have either been on the platform for like a long time, or like even before it existed on the previous platform, versus like literally just joining like a month ago, and it's almost like it just works perfectly. I feel like that's how you know you have a good community, because like the newer people get integrated really well, and that's important to me. So, because I had a bad experience with that. Luckily it got better, but like initially for like months it was really bad. I'm gonna whisper you the story. All right, sounds good, man. Let's I guess we gotta spook once we get down there. Nothing can beat good old sun bro soup lair. Soup lair reminds me of like a fancy soup, like a souffle soup. It's like a soup inside a souffle. I tried to type the soul level, but it got corrected. Now everyone is making soup memes. Oh, Lemur. Okay, wait. So Marcus was going off of you when you said that. My bad. I thought he was the one that stirred the soup. So it was all because you slipped up, man. That's shows you. It shows you what happens. Don't be saying soup when you don't mean it. It's a dangerous thing around here. People are getting souped, man. You might get some in your eye. Taco, what's up, man? Yeah. We are, I want to say, we're a decent amount through this DLC. About halfway through it running wise. 3 bosses left, and I need 70 decks, so I'm probably gonna save the Soul Sap right now until we get to the part where we can get the shortcut. That's probably the best idea, and then we are probably gonna have close to 70 if we sell all the souls. What do you infuse on your twin blades? Is it worth using, losing the A scaling? I have A scaling on it actually. It's sharp gem, so it keeps the A scaling. It might have not been that way before, but again, gems did get changed not too long ago. Or I guess at this point it's kind of been a while, but maybe a few updates ago. So yeah, this time I'm not gonna do this part like I did before, because I don't know how risky it is. This way was always a bit better, because I am kind of consistent on it. Actually, I would say I'm genuinely consistent on that part. The other direction, the speedrun version of that, I'm not. That was the way we ripped the low 128, no major skips. So don't cut corners, there's a lesson. Thanks, soups. Man, the soup thing is like definitely overdone at this point. Yeah, I agree. The soup thing is like... Dix, what's up, by the way? Nice name. See everyone using Spook, you might have to rethink your Pyromancer save. Spook honestly isn't something that you need. It's not that important. It's one of those things where it's needed for this run, it's needed for speed runs, and it might help you save fall damage, but it's not like, it's not paramount, man. You can skip it. Or you can not pick Assassin in the beginning and be fine. But if you ever choose to, you could also get it without having Assassin. So it's there. So yeah, Chloranthy Ring. And then we gotta trigger him first, then do the Spook. Oh no, sorry, the Spook was in the safe spot. That's what the suggestion was for that part. What is happening, man? Best meme, praise the soup. I'm gonna let you guys get tired of soup on your own, because I'm over the soup. I'm on to salad now, or like some, maybe an entree. Can we get an entree in here? Like, we could kick it up a notch. We could skip to dessert and be over if you want, or just even get the bill, but like, the soup is done. Like, it's cold. Let's leave it. You think they made fire spots like that so someone can do it without taking damage? I don't know, it's hard to say, man. It's really hard to say. I feel like it's somewhat intentional, because if you think of it this way, there's only one other spot you can stand in, like the little, I guess it's kind of like a cove to the side, but even then, man, I feel like it could be intentional. It's even kind of clear, like there's no fire where you're standing. You're not standing on a spot that looks like it's on fire. There's a little chunk cut out, so it's sort of obvious if you just pay attention. And I mean, there's a safe spot right here too. And I feel like it's so close to being in a dangerous place where it's like you have to assume they made it a safe spot, because like, why would that one spot end up being miraculously safe right after there was one over there too? So I think they do that, but maybe not though. Either way, it works. And there is other ways to do that as well. I don't have to do it that way, but it's definitely way more straightforward. Soul of pudding. Man. Now we're on pudding. Okay, we skipped applesauce. We're not even gonna go to applesauce. What have you done? I progressed the discussion. That's what I've done. Souffle Knight Gale. Honestly, Gale with a chef hat would make the most sense out of anything in this game, or maybe even Aldrich. Aldrich with a chef hat too. And I guess there's some fights where chef hats would actually work really well. I wouldn't question it. But if we start getting into like other hats, then it's a different story. Pineapple pizza is good. It is pretty good. I wonder I wonder how a pizza with just pineapple on it would be. I dare someone to do that at some point. That'd be hilarious. Crab eater Madeir. Don't say crab, man. Don't say crab and eat in the same sentence, please. Dangerous. Also, I was supposed to go to Firelink. Lobro, thank you for the host, man. How was your stream? What's up? Oh, you got a gold emote too? Nice, man. Wait, do I have that? Gold Lee? No way, that's amazing. Oh shit, I almost flick of the wrist dunked myself. Anyone coming from Lobos' stream? Or sorry, did I say Lobos? Wow. This isn't the first time this has happened. I know for a fact someone else has done that before. It's the first time it happened with me. It'll never happen again. You are not Lobos. You never will be. But that's a good thing. But he's cool too. Anyways, if you guys don't know Lobro Cop, check him out. Sometimes associated with Lobos, sometimes seen with Lobos, but not Lobos. He does his own thing. Very funny, just good stream overall. We raided him yesterday, so you probably have seen him if you were there for the raid. If you haven't, then make up for it and follow him, please. And if you're coming from Lobo stream, we're trying to finish routing, or I guess practicing the 0 damage run for all the content. I think we have like 5 instances of damage right now. It isn't too bad though. We had a really big stretch, so I mean majority of the game was no hit. That's or no damaged, so that's good. And since this is day 1, this is actually pretty decent. This is actually so good that I might not be able to beat it the next time right away. So it depends on how the rest of this goes. We're kind of approaching a fight that's probably the most technically difficult or demanding. So we'll see how that is. And I have extra decks at this point. That's good. Lobos raid, there it is. You were just waiting for that. He's like, yo guys, if we raid Squillakilla, he's probably gonna call me Lobos. Just watch and see. And then as soon as I did it, he was like in Discord with a bunch of people from his stream, like, ha 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 ha, he did it. He did it. I told you. You owe me $5, Johnny. Ha. It's like, okay. Anyways, let's kill Half-Light. Man. Beast Sweat, I know, dude. I am aware. Actually, it's not. It's 3, but yeah. Don't worry. The stream will still be the same time tomorrow. Fine. Fear, what's up? We're definitely going a lot less tomorrow. We're going to be doing... you guys are going to vote for Bloodborne or DS1. I think Bloodborne would make it so we could actually have a shorter stream. Matt Man is here. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's kind of weird how that works, too. Like, the fact that it's approaching the old time. You might see some strange people here. They might come back. Pay up, Johnny. Half-Light Beer. That's a decent name to call Half-Light. De-alcoholized nonsense. -5%. I don't know. I checked out the YouTube channel. You're ridiculously good at guitar. Thanks, man. I'm definitely not where I want to be. I'm working on that, so there's a lot of time I need to make up for. One day. One day, but I appreciate it, though. All right. So we have 7 of the skulls. That's very good. And then we have the dagger 2. And all I need is Chloranthy 3. And then we're going to switch off... Oh, wait. We already... I guess I can't use Chloranthy 3 on this. Hornet. All right. Or... Yeah, Pontus Right Eye might not matter on this. We're going to try it without it. Ethan, not too much, man. We're pretty much at the worst part of this. Half-Light Beer. That's a shirt. Are you playing Death Gambit when it comes out? I've heard of that before. Or something that sounds like that. I think someone's mentioned that before. But I gotta look into it though. I haven't seen it. Self-taught, yeah, unfortunately. That's the problem. I couldn't when I was a kid I couldn't really afford lessons, so but it's fine though. I mean, like, I think I did okay for the fact that there was no structure or anything like that, but not that great though. Definitely there's so many people that Could have half the time and be way better. But that's usually how it goes. That's why I recommend if you can get lessons, please. Get super educated. All right, I think we need one running R1 with this. I'm gonna take off this ring though. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's a homeward bone. So again, you got to be ready for that. Even 2 parries and you can homeward bone. So unfortunately, the problem there was the Painting Guardian was faster. So you got to deal with that once in a while. It's not always going to be the case. I think I was the quickest I possibly could have been without being dangerous. As soon as he backstepped, I tossed the skull on his attack. It was perfect timing with that, but the Painting Guardian was really fast. So we're going to have to be... Like, I can't be faster, but that's not going to happen all the time. So... Got to be ready for round 2. At least we had consistency with the parries. Slater, yeah, man. That was bullshit. It's happened before, man. It's happened on a run where I've no-hit this split by literally parrying him 4 times total, so I'm ready for it, but it's not always going to be the case. It's better to happen now on practice. Still not on point. Yeah, it's the fact that the Painting Guardian was a bit faster. She's not always that fast. But we have more skulls, we're good. Okay. That's what I was saying for this. I want to be so much better that it doesn't matter how many times we have to do that. Even though it shouldn't be a lot, like, I want to be ready for it. So, what do we need to switch? I think this is... Yeah, we were fine without the Pontiff ring on that. But that's kind of how it works. Everything was set up decently with the placement and the speed. And now we read the subtitles of Judicator Argo. I shall fill in for him.
Spear of the Church, sworn defender of our princess Filianore, hearken to the call that summons thee. Make pace. Eat. There you go. Alright, whoa, I'm in front of her. What are we doing? Okay, now we run away, we get the heal, go back, backstab, easy. That's the safest way to do that.
Okay, he did the instant. I've had that before. The instant one is like... Okay, so there's a situation where if he doesn't backstep for some reason, like if it's set up on that corner roughly around that area, the timing is instantaneous for the parry if he doesn't backstep. And if I can go for... If I know that he's not running towards me already with something, if he's walking and it's 5 feet distance, I can do that into the instant parry. But like... If I was just hesitating a tiny bit, I would have died. So you have to like know if it's that situation or not. I remember that happening sometimes too. So that's, I mean, in a way I could have homered bone that if I felt sketchy, but I mean, sometimes if you know the instant parry is going to work, you got to go for it as the follow-up right after the toss, because it's like you can kind of see the spacing if you've done it enough. I knew that it would work if I had just like acted as soon as possible on that, but I could also say it is sketchy that he didn't backstep and that I broke a rule in a way, but I've done it before on a successful... I think on the successful run we might have had an instant parry too, but yeah, the problem is you hesitate for a fraction of a second and obviously you've lost the timing, so you can't do it. Anyways, that's good. That's very... I mean, that's a huge amount of consistency in my opinion. So looks like this is, I mean, like, I don't think we're going to get this run before I leave, and I'm not playing DS3 runs for a bit, but like, we might be able to get it right when I come back, or if, I mean, we might get close to getting it before I go, if we play this a few more times. That was some advanced damn knowledge, dude. There's a lot of science, I guess soul science, you could say, not actual science, but a lot of time went into figuring that out, man. A lot of people, a lot of time. Actually, technically not a lot of people. That was my method, but still. A lot of time has gone into like studying how to no-hit that fight from many perspectives, but that's the way you do it on SL1, and that's the way you'd have to do it on no damage from this setup's perspective with like the way that the damage is on it. Unless you switch to the profane sword like we talked about, but then that ruins the other stuff, so it's got to be that way. If I can do that consistently now, I mean, like, there's no excuse why with more practice I shouldn't be able to do it, like, at least better than I did before, more consistent than before. So we're gonna do Midir first, or sorry, Gale first, then we'll do Midir. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going on a trip. There's a subletter, actually, Roba. So anyone that didn't get the message on Twitter that doesn't follow, I did an announcement. There's a few things mentioned in it, and that's one of the things. So we're gonna be doing some kind of makeshift streams for a week. They're gonna be shorter or less frequent, probably 2 days off minimum, and also it won't be the regular setup, so I'll be doing Bloodborne streams from the PS4, and then some on Cheese's computer with him and Copester and Lucar, but they'll still be streams. They're just not gonna be the same as normal for a week, and then we'll be back and doing all the regular stuff. The only thing that will probably remain the same is the speedruns on Bloodborne, that's it. So, not really a big deal, but like this run I won't be able to do unless I do it on his PC, and I wouldn't want to like stream from his PC if he's not going to be joining, so that'd be kind of silly. Jero, thanks man. What's going on? How are you? Greetings from Argentina. Okay, I have a question. Do you know the band Harmonies, man? Have you ever heard their music playing on the radio there before, or heard of them around where you are? Out of curiosity. I'm taking a chance, I want to know. 3 guys, 1 controller. 3 guys, 1 controller, and 1 Colpster telling us what to do and what we did wrong, while making the Z Colps W face consistently without breaking character. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. So Hornet Ring, we don't need. We want that, and then we want to... This is where, okay, it gets kind of sketchy because I don't want to use Chloranthy on this. I'd rather use Karthus, so we're going to try no Chloranthy +3 on Gale. It probably is fine. You need sponsorship, bro? You can help me with Steel Series or Razzo. I've gotten offers from Steel Series before, man. Not from Razer, but I've gotten Steel Series stuff before. I only take sponsorships from things that I believe in, and as of now, there's only 1 deal I've taken out of like a sea of things. So like, it's because the Humble deal that I got offered, I actually really like the Humble bundle. I've used it so many times. I will continue to use it as long as it exists, and many people use it here and everywhere. So I stand by it. I won't accept sponsorship from any product or any service that I do not use myself already or see the use of. So it's no offense. I mean, I really appreciate if you know people from Razer or SteelSeries, but I don't use their products. And maybe one day when I do, I can accept it. But like I don't really. I'm not even into like fancy keyboards or mice or headsets even really. So yeah, I feel like it's a thing for like probably a lot of people that would be popular, and you see a lot of people sponsored by SteelSeries, but still like that's because. For a lot of types of streams, it has a use. For this, though, I don't use any of that stuff. Wait, what was that? The buff into the unbuff. Master strats. Saw them here first, don't forget that. Okay, so actually there was one thing that was wrong there. And you could probably tell. So, like, a lot of the time, 90% of the time, roughly, well, we'll just say that, because it's, like, such a majority. You can attack 3 times when he idles after that one situation with the jumps. But the problem is, there's times where he doesn't, and you can do 2, and then like, you can do a third, but you instantly have to roll after the third, and I got it, but you don't want to go for that all the time. Like, if I know that, like, he's already attacking and I realize, like, I can pull that off, but you don't want to do that. That was actually really silly. So there was a mistake there, but I got lucky. I kind of deserved to get hit, but I mean, I didn't, but at the same time, I shouldn't have approached it that way. I should have only done 2 attacks. I don't know why I did 3 there. Yeah, it was greed again. It was really silly. And then the follow-up from that, like, I mean, my placement was already good by default. Like, I got away from it, but still, it was so sketchy that you wouldn't want to have that happen in a real run. That's just ridiculous. So, yeah, shouldn't have done that. Everything else was really good in my opinion, but just, yeah, that was silly. Someone got greedy at the end. Derezi even knows, man. Heart almost stopped, GG. I mean, I would have accepted the hit there if I had gotten it. I deserved it, but I just barely pulled it off. It wasn't really, like, a comfortable win or anything. Carpet Demon, what's up? I am the Carpet Demon. Wow. Is this just routing right now? Well, routing's in the title, but we already routed it earlier, and now we're actually practicing it, so... Basically, you could think of this as an attempt to try to get the number or the instances of damage down until there's none. So I think we still have the 5, right? Do we? So wait, are we actually like... Damn, we're actually at the point of no hitting second DLC already. That's actually really cool. I didn't even realize that. Oh, we had at least 1 right now, but... Okay, we gotta get Midir then. That's gotta happen. Carpet Demon with the... Is that... Oh, wait, that's a Lady May emote, isn't it? Damn, man. She's done some really, really crazy art lately. Like, that Bloodborne Hunter's Dream painting's amazing. I remember getting to see their gallery, and, like, I still want to buy the Nameless painting from them. Oh my god, it looks so good. Like, shit, they got so much crazy art over there. Nuts. May is great. Yeah, they're both really cool, honestly. Carson's pretty awesome, too. Or, like... Not pretty awesome, pretty much the best artist ever. All of existence, no, okay, not the best artist of all of existence, but out of the waking life that we live, he's pretty fucking amazing. Amongst all styles. Alright. Yeah, this... I guess I don't really need Clone Thief for this fight. Alright, that was a pretty straightforward fight. I feel like there's no reason for phase 2 on that if it's done right. Like, it would be so hard to screw that up. On SL1, you cannot one-cycle him, but, like, on this, it would be really silly if I somehow didn't get the one-cycle. Alright, now the easiest shit. We're gonna do ODK last because we did the tree last time. I think I'm just gonna switch them around on the real run, too, just depending on how I feel, but they're both the same to me. They should be the same split. Shul, what's up? Can I borrow some of your good, please? I promise I'll return it sometime later. Nah. Never, man. You can't steal the mojo. No, you can take it if you want. It's not even real anyways. And Miyazaki's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life, so there's no escape. Yeah, we still got Old Demon King and Greatwood. We're not done yet. Very simple fights, though. I'm sure you can understand that they are expected to go pretty well all the time. But for this, again, we don't have the fire bombs. I didn't buy them. I guess I'm gonna just do it the same way we did last time. Didn't kill the old Soup King. Guess Soup kinda still lives. Okay. I see. We're still on the soup, apparently. Why? Pull lead, what's up, man? The thickest uptime of all time. 3 balls super boss. Was the fall before Champ Wolf countered? Oh, counted, yes, I think it was, I'm pretty sure. That was one of the 2 hits in the DLC. So we had one on a dog and then one on that fall. Pretty sure.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
Omega, yeah, we're going to finish this.
Good morning.
Ophelia, thank you for the 5 months in a row. Welcome back. 1 more month. Alright guys, everybody act natural. We got some wrench people here. Everybody, hide the memes. Make sure they can't see them. How was your morning going, Ophelia? Another channel you should follow if you don't. Another awesome variety streamer. Actually, one of my votes for top set of emotes as well. Very, very good emotes. I can't pick one that's not good out of all of them, so. Top tier. Drop her a sub as well. But like, make sure if it's a sandwich kind of sub, make sure it's in a bag so it doesn't get dirty. Cause that's just fucking weird, you know? Like, who just like walks up to somebody and drops like bread? Like, you know, it's... You know, maybe it's just happened to me, you know? I don't know. Act natural, everyone, don't panic. Yeah, you're making people panic more with the capitals, though. That's the thing. I find that talking in all lowercase, even like writing things in extra small font while lowercase helps the panic. And, like very short sentences, no run-on sentences. So the panic doesn't increase. So yeah, killing these dudes manually, like, I mean, that's the way I used to do it a while ago, but black fire bombs are also pretty good for this part. Just kind of takes longer this way, I think. Or maybe it's the same thing. It could be the same. It seems like it takes longer. It's probably the same. Over leveled a bit. Yeah, this is like what, the 3rd boss you're well, not expected, but the 3rd boss you can actually fight. And we're doing it as the 23rd, so 20 bosses later. All right, and then ODK. So yeah, it's like a pretty done deal. That's why I mentioned before, if you get past DLC on this, if you lost, I mean, you might as well quit. Like, that's really bad. Haven't you already done this, Sam? I haven't done it with no damage altogether, so this is like environmental damage included on this. Fair fight, yeah. Okay, watch this. This is gonna be the best. You're gonna have to have a moment before we do this. This is the type of fight where it takes a moment to get ready for it. Give me a second. There once was a face so hideous. that the only purpose of this face was to destroy a bunch of things. Not very fast, but without getting hit from anything. And this face kind of looked like Cain the Third a little bit. Actually, this, for some reason, the face of this character reminds me of Cain. I don't know why. What the fuck? That's weird. Okay, let's go. I hope he's not actually here right now. But it's actually true. I don't take my statement back on that. I think it's the brow, honestly. Okay, we gotta get the style going on this one. No scopes. Look at the wrist kill. And on that day, the mysterious face, pigtails and beard, had destroyed the final boss, but had gotten 8, or no, not 8, sorry, why'd I say 8? Had gotten 5 instances of damage. So it was not the run yet, but the run was soon and we knew it was. From 33 to 5. This mysterious face decided to take a jog all the way to the kiln of the first flame, and then realized Cinder was dead because it already had destroyed Cinder. Because it was just too dank to be true. Anyways, that's it. I wanted to end this one with the cutscene. I had the music on 0, so hopefully the credit music still plays. That'd be really nice. It should. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, especially if you stayed up late.
70 times.
It's been a good run. I can't believe we got the
GGOG.
Yo,
Thanks for the memes. It's been super.
Dude, Pins, thank you, man. Thank you very much. That's crazy, man. Dude, the memes are like everybody's memes today. Like, you guys have contributed quite a few, even just with the soup stuff. Like, memes have been very prevalent. All right, we're going to... Actually, Cain the Third streaming right now. I just mentioned... Okay, this is the guy said looks like the character, so if you don't agree with me, then you're crazy. But honestly, though, just come and check this out right now. One of my favorite people. I love his stream. I'm glad that he started streaming again, so check out Cain the Third with me. He's playing some DS3. Or no, he's playing Bloodborne, sorry. He's playing Bloodborne. So I will see you guys over there. Let me just lower the credit music. Yeah, it still plays even if you actually have the sound itself super low. But if you did enjoy the stream and you want to make it back and you're newer, here's the Twitter to know when I go live. Here's the YouTube if you want to catch anything you missed. And here is Cain's link if you want to see his stream. Wait a second. Hold that thought for a moment, actually. TBH. So yeah, what he's doing is he's actually planning to do a no-hit on Bloodborne, apparently. So this is the practice, kind of like you saw for this, but for Bloodborne, and just kind of de-rusting and stuff. So let's do it. And you tell me if he looks like the character, if you haven't seen him before. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. We're going to be putting a vote on Twitter, so follow it if you haven't already, if you want to vote for what we do. It's going to be Bloodborne or DS1. But I will see you guys there. Thank you for an awesome time.